Okay, I'm not gonna sneeze. Oh my god. My dudes, can I tell you, I cannot begin to explain to you the sheer amount of snot that came out of me today. I think something crawled up my nose. I have no other, it literally, I feel like something is right here tickling in my face. And I'm just like, I have flushed out my sinuses with everything imaginable because it doesn't feel like a sneeze tickle. It feels like something's actually in my face right now. I've done neti pot. I did saline rinse, Flonase. It's something in my nose. I think it's got to be a dog hair or something. I don't know, but it's driving me fucking like. I mean, I tweeted this morning that gif of that small child was not exaggerating. I actually had snot like out of my face like this. If I didn't blow my nose every 30 seconds, it just wouldn't stop. It was I'm broken. It's so bad. God, I don't know what it is. Something crawled up my fucking nose. Good morning. I feel like there's a little person in my nose going, but right here. You know what I mean? Like if I do this, it kind of feels like I'm itching it a little, which is so weird. I don't have a neti pot. I have one of those. I can't do neti pot because I have a deviated septum. Like it doesn't go from one nostril to the other. It just goes in the back of my throat. So I have the one where you like, you like fucking spray it up your face. So much stuff to do. Oh god, like stuff you have to do. It's like just to the right of my left shoulder blade. Oh my, wait. To the left? Is it towards your spine or is it on the outside? Because if it's towards your spine, that's the exact shit I have all the time. It's the worst. I mean, seriously, it's been me all morning, and it's like, it's not even allergy. I know it's not an allergy. It's just something is fucking throwing my nose off today. Yesterday, I mean, it started last night. Like last night around like 8 p.m., I felt it, and I just started like sneezing like crazy, and Zach was laughing at me, and it just hasn't gone away. Okay, so I'm not saying this is a guaranteed work, but no shit. That's like literally that muscle that's like between your spine and your shoulder blade, and it's almost like under your shoulder blade, so you can't reach it. That's my main problem, whatever the fuck that is. And I fuck you not. She massaged this. This is part of your pec, like your little, chicken wing thing. Grab the muscle there and just like do this to it, pinching it, like hold it and kind of like jerk off that muscle a little bit. It's so weird that that has something to do with this. But I swear to God, when I went and got that massage, I think I've told you this before. Like she started doing that and my whole body broke out in cold, like a sweat instantaneously from the release, like the relief of that muscle. It was fucking wild. But yeah, she sits here and does like, because apparently, I mean, not apparently, we know everything's connected, but when we do this all day, our pec muscles get really tight and condensed, and then they end up pulling all the muscles on our back out of alignment, and that's what kills us. So that's why I do this a lot. I'm constantly trying to open my chest up because I know we're gamers. We we curl up. But yeah, I'm constantly like that's my biggest stretch now is just trying to open up my chest so I don't curl in again. Oh, wait, guess what? I woke up at 5 a.m. to go to a 6 a.m. yoga class. And then at 7 a.m. did a cardio. Dude, you're feeling so much better, though. That's so good. Like, literally, was that like a week ago? You were feeling like shit. Rub one out, so to speak. No shit. I literally rub one out. The butterfly, yeah. That's one. You guys taught me that one where your elbow like perpendicular to your body, put your hand on a doorway, and then just lean into it and let your arm get taken back, but keep your arm at like that right angle. So like this part of your arm is on the door frame and just lean into it. Oh my god. Or like this one. Oh man, Glut taught me this one. So put your hand on the back of your head, look at your elbow, and then apply equal pressure, your hand against the back of your head and your head against your hand. You will instantaneously feel it right here. I mean, I'm barely pushing and I feel it right here. It's crazy. It's such this. What is this? Why does this feel so good? So you put your hand here, and then basically you're pushing back with your head with the same amount of pressure you're pushing with your hand. You know what I mean? So you're kind of doing this, but it activates this muscle group. It feels really good. That's one of my favorites. But yeah, we do this, all day, and you'll start to get tightened up. Did you do it? I know. I'm not kidding you. The first time Glut literally tried to describe it to me in chat via words and then sent me a picture, and I did it, and I was just like, oh, oh. You got a new grinder? What kind? Lately, when you scratch Bonnie's shoulder, her back leg starts winding up. Oh my God, it's her soul. It's her soul. That's what we call the soul spots. Like when you get the spot that makes their foot just, it means you found their soul. There's a full tension, a full Nelson stretch too. You need a partner. Yeah, I can't. It sucks having to depend on someone else to stretch when you're in pain. Basically, to put their hands behind the middle of your neck and just push backwards, literally. But you're like, keeping your hands activated. Like, don't, just go back with it. But seriously, it activates this and stretches it so well. It's very bizarre and wonderful. A maniac a maniac. I'm going to Google it. I can't read. Yeah. Chamber. Ooh, good song. Okay, nothing came. Oh, I spelled it with a C. That's why. Maybe it's maniac. Am I an idiot? Just show me this fucking grinder. Show me the grinder. It's only coming out with maniac glass. Is it good? Do you like it? I have rounded shoulders, so it's kind of sucks, but it feels good. What does that mean, rounded shoulders? I have rounded. What? Have you read At Nomen? It's important. It's horny comic anti-church demon gargoyle with Mother Lilith and a black cat familiar and beautiful. No. At Nomen. That's actually how you spell it. At Nomen, because I'm going to write it down. No, I've never heard of it. Oh, well, that's what I'm saying. I'm not kidding you, Allie. That is literally, so get this. The first time I went to a massage therapist here in Colorado, like a real, like, sports medicine massage therapist too, because I don't think I streamed for like a week because there was no position that was comfortable. That muscle under my shoulder blade was so fucked. And she told me that when they were in school, they actually got to go see cadavers to see the actual musculature of the back and everything like that. And they actually got to see a cadaver where this person had like worked their entire life at a desk like this, or like writing or whatever. And a muscle in their back literally fused to their scapula because it was just never used. So their body deprioritized it. I know. And that's what happens from literally like never stretching. Like your body will like, it's not, you use it, you lose it. But if your body's like, why are we wasting resources on this area of the body that's literally never utilized? I know. Fucking creepy. I love tripping out. Do that same stretch with both arms at once, but do it while concentrating on the base of your spine. Oh, bitch. Why are bodies so wonderful? Oh. Yeah. No, it's amazing though. Like that's one of the coolest things about going to my massage therapist is that I learned so much. Like I have a very extensive medical background, but it's not in muscles at all. And it's so interesting to learn that all the muscles here affect all the muscles here. And like if you pull a muscle here, it can literally make your calf get pulled. Like the way that our bodies try to acclimate for not acclimate, but adjust for injury and whatever is fascinating. And no shit, she laid me on my stomach on this table. And I physically, like, I actually cried after my appointment and hugged her. I was like, can I please hug you? Because after my appointment, it was the first time I was able to put a bra on without crying in years. Like, just straight up pain trying to just pull a bra over my head. But she laid me on my stomach and had my arm, like, draped over the side of the table and then just started doing this one. And my whole body, just instant sweat. Instant. Like, I felt it pooling in my hands just because of the goddamn muscle relief. This made this release. The fuck? Bodies. Magic. Well, yeah, your body's fucking tired. Attention is real. I truly believe in that stuff, Miko. Like when is it Miko Psycho or Miko Psycho? I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. Um like I don't remember where I learned this. This was so many years ago, but someone taught me this strategy to try to go to sleep at nighttime because I have who doesn't fucking have insomnia. But when I was a kid, I had really Miko, thank you. I had really bad insomnia when I was a kid. Like literally, it happened not last night, but the night before. I used to just wake up in the middle of the night with a heart rate of 130, sweating profusely. I mean, out of a dead fucking sleep. I would wake up like I'd been running a marathon, and I would go up to my parents' room and be like, "Mom, I think I'm dying." She'd be like, "Go to bed, you're fine." Um, they were I mean, I haven't had one in years. They're stupid, stupid, pointless anxiety attacks. They're so dumb. But someone taught me this ages ago. When you're trying to go to sleep, if you feel like, your brain's just going a million miles an hour and your body is really tense, what I do, I don't know if this is real or not. It might be placebo effect, but it works for me. What I do is I literally lay there and I think from the top of my skull to my feet, one step at a time, relax. And you'll be absolutely blown away by what parts of your body are just constantly tense and you don't even realize you're doing it. Like I lay there and I'm like, all right, face, neck, shoulders, chest. I just slowly like go down my body and tell each muscle consciously to relax. Even if I think I'm relaxing, I am not. Like it's real. I mean, you can feel it. Do it right now. Just close your eyes and do it. It's crazy. You might think you have relaxed shoulders. You don't. Like we're so, tense all the time. Waiting for the store personnel to verify audits. What does that mean? What do they have to do? Was it in a movie? Maybe it was that. I don't remember where I learned it, but man, I do it all the time. It really works. That or counting my breaths. That's another thing, like counting inhale, exhale, and literally I visualize the number in my head. It's almost like counting sheep, but it's a way to like clear my head if I'm trying to go to sleep at night. Yoga this morning was just random stretch. The middle of my foot cracked. That had to have felt so good though. No shit, one of my favorite, like, I guess it's a stretch, whatever, but what happens is one of my favorite things ever. And it didn't happen until I started doing this yoga. You guys know I do DDP yoga every day. And one of the stretches that you do is you're like down and you have a diamond and you go back all the way. Oh, it just did it. Fuck. I should have put my mouth near the mic. No shit. My collarbone pops, but it comes out my mouth. Like this, my sternum or something. Literally, it's just bringing your arms from here and then go back as far as you possibly can. My sternum pops out my mouth almost every time, and I love it. It's like out my mouth. It's the coolest sound. But before I started doing DDP yoga, literally, I'd never popped a chest bone before. Like, what the fuck? That's because everyone's on the Wi-Fi buying cups. After a physical warm-up before vocal exercise, relaxing every part of your body from skull cap to soles of feet. We used to do that kind of stuff in opera, no shit. One of the weirdest things that was really hard for me as a kid when I was doing opera lessons was they have to teach you to sing from your stomach, and we're so hardwired to suck in and breathe from here because we don't want to look fat that you got to use your whole fucking diaphragm. You got to use everything in your body, so you have to like learn to relax your core while standing, which is a very bizarre thing to do, honestly. Your core is kind of involved in everything. It's a meditation, relax. I can read, I swear to God, Vixie. Fuck my brain. Relaxation thing for sure. It's one of the hardest things I read to help sleep too. Really. It's one of the things, not the hardest, Katie. It's one of the things I read to help sleep too. It really does. I mean, the fact that I feel that tickle, I'm gonna go crazy. The fact that I like just trying it and realizing that even though I'm laying in bed and I think I'm totally relaxed, I am clenched. My whole body is just clenched. Yeah, breathing from your diaphragm, it's so important. And what's crazy, like I'm sure you know this, I'm sure a lot of you know this, but there's actually this really crazy phenomena with people who get lung cancer from smoking cigarettes because we don't breathe with our full lung capacity the vast majority of the time because we're so hardwired to suck in and hold our stomach in. We act like it's so weird. So people can come in and actually have lung cancer, but it will only be in the top lobes. of their lungs, it won't be anywhere in the lower lobes of their lungs because they literally don't deep breathe ever. So we can cut the cancer out and they've got brand new lung tissue that's never been touched. It's fucking wild. We shallow breathe hard. Thank you, Emerald, for the fucking resub. I appreciate you. Go forth and be consensual in all the ways because nothing in this world is sexier than pure sober consent. Thank you. Good song. Fuck. Reverse breathing can get you back into your diaphragm. What's reverse breathing? Them COVID vaccines for children under 12 be expensive. $77 a shot. Whoa. I mean, think about it this way, Lizzie. If you have a pitcher of Kool-Aid, right? And you pour Kool-Aid into a white cup that's this big, and then you pour Kool-Aid into a white cup that's this big, the Kool-Aid's going to stain the cup, right? But if the cup is smaller, the stain is going to be a lot more concentrated. Versus if it's a much bigger cup, it's going to be a much lighter concentration of the stain. Think of your lungs that way. So yes and no, because they tend to have, I mean, like, because they're only using a portion of their lungs and smoking on top of it, it tends to be like exceedingly worse because it's, you know what I mean? It's like a limited area. Does that make sense? Your body, like, there's we fucking buzzwords all over the place, like antioxidants and shit like that. But there is a science to that. Like your body, we're constantly taking in carcinogens and your body, Jesus Christ, metabolizes them to get rid of them so we don't get cancer, right? And like, if you only expose this much of lung tissue to a constant carcinogen, then their body's going to be like, fuck that tissue. And it's going to prioritize other tissue. You know what I mean? I'm so nerdy. I'm so sorry. Oh, no, let me see. Hold on. I might have missed it. Suck in your gut as you inhale and push your stomach out as you exhale. Oh, singer's cough. That's what we call that in medicine. Singer's cough. Yeah, you essentially exhale as hard and as fat, like as much as you possibly can. You try to get as much of your residual volume out as possible. Yeah, we call that singer's cough. Good morning, Cucks. How are you? Cute mouse, although it looks like a nutsack. Hold on, I'm gonna let the song finish. I love this song. I didn't mean to get so nerdy today. What is it? Because I wore my Hopkins sweater. What happened? I'm sorry. I'm gonna load a bowl. Happy Friday. Thursday? What day is it? I don't even know. Where's my grinder? Dude, I fucking love Thai food so much. I miss Thailand a lot. It's Thursday. Okay, it's not Friday. You guys know, if you ever like don't sleep, your days get fucked, man. I don't know, like just that night of having like a panic attack and not sleeping for some reason. Like now I'm like, what day is it again? Where am I? Who am I? I know, dude, hold on. I had an Aaliyah song on here. That made me feel old. What was it? Aaliyah, not Alice in Chains. Get the fuck out of my life. This one? I heard this yesterday. This came on my playlist randomly. How old do you feel right now? Step 2. Rest in peace, Aaliyah. Anyways, I'll play that in a minute. We have a thing from Glad that looks like a nutsack. I know. That song brings me back hard. Poor Aaliyah, rest in peace, you beautiful soul. I gotta grind up weed. Now that I'm retired again, I had to add the day to the date and time that shows on my comp so I know what day it is. I'm not kidding you. This is what I have. This. If it wasn't for this shit right here with my date and my time, I would quite literally never know. I wouldn't even know what year it is. Time. What is it? Nobody knows. That's it. That's all I got. That's how I function. My sleep felt kind of fucked lately. You know, I think it has to do with winter. Because a lot of people sleep. Zach's been fucked up too. This is Mother Lilith. Oh. Antiman. I wrote it down, but I feel like I'm gonna. Oh, I'm gonna love that. Yep. Yeah, Lizzie. Yeah. Yeah. That pinned me easy. Uh huh. What do I have? Colombian space cookie? Sure. Why not? It is a leap year. Dude, I was born on a leap year. I was supposed to be a leap baby, but my mom was in labor with me for 3 days, poor soul. I'd hate me too, to be honest. Dude, Kosh, yes. Or Usher. You know what's funny? I've heard more news about Taylor Swift in the past week than I ever have in my entire fucking life. Usher's playing the Super Bowl. That's why that made me think of that. Like, I never in my life have I known more about Taylor Swift or her romantic involvement than in this past life. And I think it has to do with because it's football, right? People are all fucking up in arms because football. Good morning, Vox. How are you, love? Oh, Weave. I fucking hate it. Oh my god, dude. So, do you remember like back was it like late 90s, early 2000s when every girl had those tiny butterfly clips? Those little like see-through colorful clips and we would put millions of them in our hair to hold our hair out of our eyes. Fuck you not. I was on Instagram a couple weeks ago and I just click on this short form video content whatever cuz this girl literally had some of the most beautiful hair I've ever seen in my entire life. She looked like Merida, from like that Disney movie. Like she was real Merida though. It was her real hair, like just ginger curls to her fucking asshole. It was the most beautiful hair I've ever seen in my entire life. And so the video's just turning. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna click that. I'm gonna look at that hair. And she's like, all right, guys, you know how in the olden days they did those butterfly clips? I think that's what we're going for today, the classic look.
And I wanted to fucking die. I still want to die. The olden days? Do you even have your period yet? What the fuck? The olden days! Fuck.
Najeel, thank you for subbing to the glass game, the class live. I'm giving it a so fucking long. I appreciate you. I'm loading a bowl. Cheers, honey bean.
Yeah. The older days!
Ugh. Olden days, my asshole. That they rigged the. Oh, I know. That's the whole thing. They're rigging the NFL or whatever. Like, all the Trumpers are all up in arms because they think that she's gonna drive. It's. Please register to vote. That's all I'm gonna say. If you don't register to vote, I don't think you have room to bitch. Please vote. I know. That's why. I think it's because Trump is trying to start shit with Taylor Swift. So that for some reason she's in all the fucking news. It's so weird. The part that absolutely proves those people are dumb as a rock is they're saying Taylor Swift, a billionaire, is dating the unknown sports ball person for their 70K bonus. Yeah. I don't even know who she's dating, to be honest. Where's my lighter? Yeah, yeah. I'm very pissed that it took Taylor Swift for the US government to give a shit about augmented image doctoring of girls and women. This has been happening for literal decades. A girl died because of it. Now pop stars involved. So I have like a conspiracy theory about it, Lizzie. This was my first instinct when I heard about all this. Conspiracy theory, by the way. This is just my own brain. I think she did it herself to bring attention to the problem because Taylor Swift is that level of genius. But, I mean, who knows? That's my conspiracy theory. Cheers. I love you, Vile. Be safe. Taylor Swift's PR team, exactly. That was literally, I mean, I didn't even think too hard. That was my first instinct when all this went down. I was like, wouldn't it be interesting if she was behind all of this just to bring attention to the problem of AI nonsense? John, that's what I do. I nurse my bowl. Yeah, that's how I don't get like violently high all day. I load a big fat bowl and then I basically cook down the sides of it and work my way around the bowl all day every time you guys cheers. Because if I literally roasted an entire bowl every time we cheers, I'd literally be homeless. I would not have any money. Like that would be so fucking expensive. Holy shit. But I would be non-functional, I think. I think I might go to sleep. I don't know. First time I saw a picture of Emma Watson photoshopped with titties out, and I was so baffled. Yeah, it's just weird. It's so weird. It is. That's what I feel. It's wasteful to throw a bowl. And for those of you that don't smoke, just the science of a bowl, it's considered really bad manners if you're sharing a bong among people, which we don't do anymore because of COVID. But it's really bad manners if you're the first person with a new bowl to just roast the top of the bowl across and then pass it on. I don't know. Is bad manners the right word for it? It's like taboo. It's rude. So this, because I am of the age where we would sit in people's attics and smoke when their parents were asleep, this is how I learned to smoke. It's poor etiquette. Thank you, Ghetto. That's the exact word I was looking for. It's poor etiquette. Yes, bad weed etiquette. Because, I mean, literally what can happen, especially if you have a fat bowl like this that's really packed tight, is you can actually burn around all the edges and it will create like a carbon ball around a bunch of green weed in the middle of your bowl that you will then just knock out into an ashtray and never have smoked. So it's another way of also just utilizing all the weed and getting the best bang for your buck. But yeah, it's like I mean, it wasn't memes didn't exist back when this was a thing, but it would have been a meme if memes existed. But literally, like the new smoker just roasts the top of the bowl and then hands it over to someone else and doesn't pull the bowl and doesn't clear the bong. Oh, oh. Being a woman is fresh hell. Being human is fresh hell. Did you see the Elmo tweet? Lizzie, did you see? Like, that's made news too. The world is not okay. Yeah, roasting a one hitter, 100%. I mean, I don't even know how the fuck you would like corner hit a dugout or something like that. Yeah. If you have a small enough bowl, John, that's totally reasonable. Like, that's kind of what Vissy does, honestly. My girl Vissy, like, I joke about how she outsmokes me, but no shit. If I had this is my other bowl, but that's just ash. But that's how Vissy loads her bowl. See how there's all that empty area? Because she clears it every time she hits it. And so that way she's not causing that hot, ball of fresh weed in the middle that's never getting cooked. She's getting the full bowl, but that's about what she fills them to. That's what you would do if you're going to clear the bowl versus I'm just nursing my own bong. So I do a big hit and then I don't have to touch my weed as often. It's kind of a lazy cheat. Oh, Viana. Have you ever smoked with someone who insisted on licking it before they lit it? I never understood it. Like, if you have a pre-rolled blunt and for some reason you have to fillet it before you light it, why? Why are we filleting them? I've never understood that. There's no point. If you rolled it well, you should not need to suck off your fucking spliff again. I don't want to hit that now. What the fuck? I don't want to burn your spit. Yuck. Oh my god. And there's my girl Vissy. Were your ears burning? I was just talking about you. Literally 13,000 people trauma dumped on Elmo at the same time. And it was like violently relatable. We read a lot of them on stream the other day. It was actually very sad. People are suffering. Like, people are not okay. Not like we're all putting on a good face, but we're not okay. Especially when your uterus is rebelling against you. Fucking uterus. How dare you not get pregnant? Except Jordan Peterson, who decided to shout at Elmo for being racist against white people. Wait, what? Okay. People are dumb. Oh my god. My dear. Pissy. So, you know how I always bitch about being tall and how clothes never literally fit me and I don't, like, everything I own is literally either from Johns Hopkins or it's from when I was 16 years old because shopping is pointless. So I try to back that up with saying, I know the grass is always greener on the other side and I know short people also suffer with the same thing on the opposite side, right? Vissy sends me a fucking picture this morning and it's like If you've ever looked at like the back of a packaging of like nylons or sports bras or something like that, they usually have like a graph, and then it fills in based on your, you do your like your waist measurement and then your hips or your waist and your tits or whatever. And then it tells you what size you're going to be. And I'm not kidding you, the entire thing was filled out except one square at the very bottom. It was fucking Vissies. Like they had every size you could fucking imagine. But Vissies, and I'm just gonna throw there, she's 5 feet tall. 5'1". Like, it's seriously, it's a problem for everybody. Clothes aren't made for people. I'm convinced. They're made for this generic human that doesn't exist. Back in high school, thick, shiny liquid lip gloss. Oh, this. I literally have visceral, like, weird moments where I think I'm gonna puke thinking about the strings of lip gloss between people's lips when they used to talk. Or like that white buildup right here of dead skin and dead blood cells because they would just reapply that lip gloss all day long. Like, how did you kiss? Is there anyone in here that kissed a mouth like that? What was it like? I mean, gloom, I feel we're all that. What's this about Elmo? Oh my god, Anubis. You should look up literally Elmo from Sesame Street. Look up Elmo's latest tweet. Like, Elmo just tweeted like 2 days ago, just randomly, the Elmo account or whatever was like, hey everybody, just seeing how you're doing. And 13,000 people within 30 seconds replied, not good, Elmo, not good. Even Biden replied. Like, we've reached the point in time, space, and history where the president of the United States is more emotionally regarding a puppet on Twitter than people. I don't know what to do with my life. This is the world we're living in now. Tiny rib cages, big old titties. Yep. It's me with trying to buy anything, any type of legging. Wait, Kermit doesn't invite him to Christmas or Thanksgiving anymore? Jesus fucking Christ. Just his Twitter. I mean, Elmo's not a person. We know that, right? I mean, unless there's a person out there called Elmo. I'm just covering our bases. No, just a tweet. It just got so big, Anubis. Literally, like, this tweet blew up. News anchors are talking about it. Because, I mean, it was just a random ass Elmo account tweet like, hey, how you doing? And the world dumped. Like, literally, one of the most epic trauma dumps of history occurred on Elmo the other day. It's pretty wild. I know. I think he's 3. Isn't Elmo technically like 3 or 4 years old or something like that? Hold on. This is the nutsack thing from Glut. Sorry. I don't know how I got distracted. You guys are terrible. It's me. Arkale, next you're going to tell me Santa's not real? I'm Santa now. I think it's supposed to be a heart, but it totally looks like a little nutsack. And I'm here for it. I want a little nutsack mouse. Oh, is it literally about the mouse? I didn't even read it. I found this really cute heart-shaped mouse from Target. No. Right, Waffle? It's a mystery to science. Come on. Come on. No one saw that. Oh, hold on. I'm pulling this over, Glut. This is Larry David assaults Elmo live on morning TV, leaving Today Show anchors speechless. What? This is not what I thought I was clicking. Okay, hold on. What? Oh my god. He pulled up, had her boyfriend come into the room. Show me the mouse. Show me where the wheel is on the mouse. Did I get it? Fuck, I pulled that up on the wrong monitor. Jesus Christ. I couldn't get into it, and that's the only thing. I mean, he did Seinfeld, right? Another one, it's okay. I mean, I've seen all of Seinfeld, let's be real. Who hasn't? But, like, I don't know anything about Larry David. He seems troubled. He's been losing his mind for 30 plus years. Okay, I was unaware. New season of Curb Stomp. Oh my god, he's drawing up attention. One comment said, we started this year by trauma dumping so hard on Elmo that the official Sesame Street Twitter had to tweet out mental health resources, and my dark brain is just laughing it up. We saw it live happen. No shit, when that tweet happened, like, Glut posted as soon as the Sesame Street was like, hey, Elmo found out y'all aren't doing too well. Maybe go to a therapist or something. Check out yourself or something. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean, when did this happen? Was this... Okay, so was this post Elmo getting trauma dumped on? Yeah, take your joy.
Did you take your joy today? Never forget to take your joy, and I guarantee your day will go as smooth as velvet.
Yeah, Elmo does not have the qualifications for your troubles, besties. Go get help. That was today? Oh, I'm... Oh, did it really? See, I was looking at the tweet trying to figure out when it was posted. That literally happened today. What? Is it weird that I want to know why? It seems very, what? Larry? Elmo's having the worst week of his life. Man, I mean, like, all jokes aside, that's a human being puppeting that thing underneath. Like, what the fuck? I think Larry David thought it would be funny. Oh. Was he trying to, like, physically trauma dump on him? Let's go back to this. Show us on the mouse where he touched you. Is this the mental health one? I forgot. It's been less than 24 hours and I already forgot how fucking unsettling this photo is. I don't know why this makes me, like, Elmo has no thoughts inside. Elmo empty. I don't know why I loved Sesame Street when I was a kid. That was my jam. Seriously, I loved Sesame Street. I have nothing against it at all. But that picture makes me very unsettled. Wow, Elmo's glad he asked. Elmo learned that it's important to ask a friend how they're doing. Elmo will check in again soon, friends. Elmo loves you. His legs are very unsettling. Those are very large feet. It's me 99% of the time. I'm doing great, guys. The rest of the puppets actually tweeted as well. Oh, wow. Big wow. Okay. This is the world we're in now. I'm here for this. Okay. Shut the fuck up. Genova says, oh my fuck. The world we're living in is really baffling me right now. They made... No, I'm not high enough for that statement. One moment. They made Larry David apologize to Elmo, and I'm frantic. Find it! Oh my god, is that it? Oh, hello, creepy dog. Oh. Oh, please don't make me sign up. God damn it, please don't make me sign up for your fucking website. Please, no. Ah! It won't let me look at the website. It's making me try to fucking subscribe or something. No, I want to see this fucking video. I hate you so much. Oh, it's 2024. Why do websites still do that? There has to be another version of it, right? No, it's ad block. It wants me to turn my ad block off, which I'm not going to do. It's one way to kill your website, I guess. I want to see it. There has to be another one, right? There has to. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna try to. Fuck these websites. I thought it was like, Times. I think it's the Times Magazine or whatever. There are some websites out there which legitimately they will not let you get into unless you subscribe to them via your email. Raise your hand if you have more than one email, and one of those emails is literally dedicated to putting into those websites and you haven't checked it in 7 years. How do they not know that this is, like, come the fuck on. Oh, fuck off. Thank you, Gillette. I was gonna try to find it. It's fucking ridiculous. I just want to see it. Yes, TwitchCon is every year unless COVID happens, but yeah, capitalism. Yeah. Ugh. Dude, my opinion? Much different answer. But I know there's a whole lot of moms sitting at home watching this fucking show every fucking morning. It is. It's trash. There's actually, like, montages of some of the hosts. Like, not even montages. It's straight up from the show where they'll be like, mass shooting at a middle school, 70 children dead. And now we're going to talk about something super happy and then tragic. I couldn't even think of an example because there's no happiness in the world and we're all fucking existentially depressed right now. But you know what I mean? Like, they do this roller coaster with your emotions that's just disgusting. It's so weird. They try to get you to feel comfortable listening to horrible news by, like, manipulating the way the language is used. It's really gross. Do you keep your pick in your Keef catcher? No. It literally, my Keef catcher builds up so fast, it just gets lost. I actually think there's literally a pick somewhere in here from me, like, emptying my Keef catch, and it's just like, it's part of this now. I'll get it someday, but no shit, no, it just gets fucking buried. He'll go on to write a comedy special about how he almost canceled for assaulting a puppet. Dude, yeah. I saw a headline saying he viciously shook Elmo's head. That's headlines. That is crazy to me. Yeah, and then let's watch the exact same news. I mean, wasn't it an Anchorman? They made a joke about it, but it's pretty fucking poignant. They're like, we're no longer going to report the news. We're going to make the news. Something like that. Whoa. No shit, Genova. He's almost 80. Okay, real talk. He looks great for 80. You know? That cynicism's doing him well. He looks really good for his age. No shit. I didn't know how old he was. He looks great. Trouble, same. I usually, like, I watch, like, I listen to Philip DeFranco in the morning, and he does like brief coverages of some of the biggest news in the world, and then I go read on it further if I'm more interested. Hatred must keep you young, I guess. Oh. Where it says not allowed JavaScript, add the site that's blocking you. Oh, bitch. I'm gonna try that. Yeah, Keef, basically the way that I use Keef is enhance shitty weed, which is why my Keef keeps building up because I keep getting really good weed and I don't really think about it. But, you know, like, I've talked about this before. I'm sorry if I sound like a broken record. But for those who don't smoke weed, essentially, your basic grinder has 3 compartments where you grind the weed. Like, you put the bud in the top, grind it with those grindies. And then you've got middle compartment where the chunky ass bud goes. And then if you look in there, you can see the bottom of it's like a screen. And the fine, fucking like fine ass, super high potency THC dust, also known as keef, falls into your secret third compartment, which a lot of people forget about, like me, and then it gets really, really full. Please don't be full. Okay, it's not that bad. But then you've got this little bottom compartment where it's falling through the screen, and this is the juice. It's the shit. But I literally usually save it up and then put it on skag weed. Like, if I get weed that's just not that great, it's like, you know, flavor sprinkles. Cooking with Katie, Chapter 1, grinding the herb. And getting your flavor crystals. Yeah, this will truly fuck you up. I don't know the science behind, like, the THC of every... But the crazy thing is, the weed that's in that middle compartment, that fucks me up, so I never even think about this, which is why I have this hard block of it that I've just been saving for years now. We can keep a bowl, though, since we got it open. Let's go. Gloom, no. You might have a shitty... I mean, so what can happen? I'm not going to say shitty, but your screen can get gummed up from, like, really sticky fresh weed if it's not dry enough. And if it gets gummed up, then the keef won't go through. So you might just be smoking your keef. Like, that definitely happens to me. Or that's one way I can tell my keef catch is full, is that I notice my bowls are really keefy. And I'm like, why is it so finely ground? This is never the way it is. It's because it's full and it's not going through the screen. But it might be gunked up if it's never full. But yeah, that's the last time we opened this a couple weeks ago. It was a full ass fucking cake. And then this is my Kiefer Sutherland. But we packed it. This is a solid block. I packed it in there because I'm running out of room. But you can kind of see the striations of, like, the colors. It's like sediments of the earth. Yeah, David, even you guys know how much I smoke. I am very ginger with the keef. Because, I mean, and this is personal opinion, I just don't think I get any more high after a certain point. Like, there's a certain point of stonedness where I'm just fucking stoned, and I'm either too high to realize I'm getting more high, or I'm actually plateauing and I'm not getting more high, and it's a waste of weed. Not necessarily a shitty grinder, but the screen might be either too tight of a weave, or it might have been gummed up. So, like, hold on, let me put some keef on my bowl, and I'll show you what I mean. Because I get this problem. Little keefy. But yeah, there's, if you go to a dispensary, you can get, like, moon rocks, or some people call them something else. Call them moon rocks, and then, oh god, some dispensaries call them something else, but essentially it'll be, like, your average, like, bud of weed, but they roll it in, like, wax, and then roll it in keef, so it's, like, it goes from, 20% potency to, like, 50% potency really fucking fast. So essentially, I just kind of, like, do that at home, but on a bowl, because I don't like smoking pre-rolls. Moon rocks for the Moonanites. No shit. Moon rocks are they're strong. So let me show you. Screw your keef catch on tight. You don't want that to go down. Good God. So the way that I load my bowl is often what gives me the problem. So I don't like to touch my weed because your fingers are, no matter how many times a day you wash your hands, they've got natural little oils on them and stuff, and that's going to pick up a lot of the terpenes that's not going to go in your bowl. It's going to be on your fingers instead, and I just don't like having dirty hands. I can't stand it. I don't even like touching food. It's weird. So the way that I load my bowl, I'm not going to load this, but if I literally grind the weed, and then I put my bowl in it and do like a scoop around. a twist, a press, and boom, I've got a perfectly loaded bowl. But what can happen is if my bowl is still kind of hot because I just took a hit trying to clear my bowl or whatever, it will actually, like, the heat will cause all that keef to get gooey and hot and like the disgusting black shit that builds up in your bowl, and it will block the screen. Like, it will literally clog up the screen, and then the keef doesn't go through the screen anymore. A trick that someone taught me, though, if you want to try something before you go out of your way to get a new grinder. Someone on chat taught me this, but basically empty out, get all the weed out of your grinder, put a quarter or like a dime in this area, screw it shut, stick it in your freezer overnight, and then take it out the next morning and just shake the living fuck out of it. The freezer will make all of the resin get frozen and hardened and be able to chip off, as opposed to being like gummy and not being able to get it out of the screen. And the frozen quarter will actually knock it off in there. And I swear to God, the first time I did this, it was like I had a new grinder afterwards. It was crazy. It was so fucking clean. But unless you do that freeze overnight, it's really hard to clean the screen because all that, you know, if you've ever handled weed, it's sticky. It's the sticky icky icky. Woo woo. You know what I'm saying? It's some gummy shit. I'm keeped and ready to blaze. You ready to cheers? Hold up. Such a little amount of keef. Literally that little. That's it. That's all. That's it. Right there. That's the juice. Cheers. You know, honestly, I feel like people on the internet, it's a big, you know, it's clickbait to watch someone hit an enormous dab. I know a lot of people who do dabs regularly. In no way, shape, or form are they dabbing pieces of wax this big. Like, it's such a waste of money to do that. It's a lot more simple than people make it look. The most complicated thing I personally feel would like baffle me with a dab rig is the nail. Like, there is a science to burning dabs at the correct temperature so that the molecules are absorbable and not too big that they just build up in your lungs and cause what people like to call popcorn lung, but essentially bronchiectasis. And so if your coil isn't hot enough, your molecules are going to build up in your lungs, and that's oil molecules, which do not pass through the membranes of your alveoli at all, so they just sit there and pool. Or it's too hot, and you can actually destroy the THC molecule, and every form of dab is a different temperature. So, like, moon rocks versus wax versus shatter versus X, blah, 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 blah. That, I just am so lazy. I just want to load a bowl and set it on fire. I don't have anything. I don't have a nail. I don't have a torch. I don't got no shit I got to plug in. Like, I'm ready to go. I'm like, we've talked about this. Like, I know, Viata is on my side on this. But, like, when you go to take a hit and your bowl's kind of empty and you're like, I'm going to load my bowl and take such a nice, oh, I got to grind weed. I get, like, upset. I'm that level of lazy. So if I had to add more steps onto my lazy, like the nail and the temperature, and I'm just never going to do it. It'd be a waste of money on me. I would just never do it. I'd be so like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to think. I'm getting high, for fuck's sake. But I know a lot of people love dabs, and the hits are really clean. Like, I know there's a lot of people who prefer dabbing because they just don't cough as much. I find grinders ruin the taste for me, burning too hot and fast. I'll take the dirty fingers instead. Dude, 100%. I mean, I'm not saying I don't sit there and rip up a bud once in a while. You do what you fucking gotta do. I've got a burn spot. No shit, I've got a burn spot on my grinder screen from getting too stoned and trying to smoke the keef out of my grinder. That's incredible. I love you. That's so smart, actually. I can get 3.5 grams of flour for 20 to 25. Yeah, that's the problem. That's why I forget to use my keef all the time. This last time I went and got weed, it was $67 for a full ounce of top quality marijuana. And it's just like, you know, it's good. Hi, Bubba. You coming to say good morning? A dry fire vape. What is that? Oh, is it like a dry herb vape? I have one of those, if that's the same thing. Those are pretty cool. What the fuck? Can y'all send me a care package? Dude, Vox, right? I wish. Nationally, dude. Seriously, nationally legalize this shit so we can send each other presents for real. My God. The decent ounces in Canada are 100 to 200, and that's, I mean, honestly, like the average around here, I'd say, is probably 100, 150. But every once in a while, you get really good deals like that, and because it's Super Bowl and stuff, like my dispensary has, percentages off, whatever. But it's just that I think it's what Viata said. I think it's the taxes that tend to jack up the price of weed, honestly. Because like I can get upwards of a $60 ounce here in Colorado, and if I go to California where it's just as legal, I think the cheapest ounce I could get was like $200 if I bought a full ounce. That was the cheapest. That was like, grinder piss. And see, Vox, I think about that sometimes and I get really mad. When I was living in Maryland for years, spending $200 and $250 on a fucking Ziploc bag of shag weed. And now I go into a place that looks like Willy Wonka's candy factory for stoners, and I just like smile and they hand me a full ounce for under 100. The things I used to, I mean, it's not a big deal, but like driving X amount of miles to your dealer, going and hanging out for a while so they don't look like a dealer to everybody else, so there's not like constant traffic in and out of their house, smoking, watching them watch golf TV or whatever the fuck they're inevitably watching, hanging out with their pitbull they inevitably have. It's probably a single dude in his 40s and you're 18. Like, it's all just the things that we did to get drugs. And now I just like drive less than a mile from my house and walk into something that literally looks like a candy store. And I'm just like, give me some good shit that's cheap. And they're like, okay. It's crazy. It's very weird to think about just how the world has altered itself. The crap we went through back, like how unsafe it was. I've seriously, the things, and I like mildly knew it was unsafe what I was doing, but I didn't know, like I had that, gut feeling like I shouldn't go to this middle-aged man's trailer park trailer in the middle of the night to buy drugs by myself. But I'm gonna. And I did. Don't do that, though. Like, no one should do, but, I should be dead. The things I did are so weird. My Canadian friends still get illegal weed because it's cheaper. That's a lot of the states, honestly. I know a lot of people still highly, highly support the black market, the weed black market, or the street market of weed or whatever, because it's the taxes. I've told you guys this before, and I'm pretty sure this is the same way in most states that are legalized, but weed at this point is essentially like alcohol, in that you can spend $20 for a half gallon of Burnett's, or you can spend $200 for, a fucking however much of Grey Goose you get. I don't know. I don't drink. And both will fuck you up just as fast. But one's gonna taste like pipe cleaner. Except with weed, it all tastes like weed. All of it tastes like shit. I mean, it smells like an asshole of a skunk. Sometimes the asshole of a cat. Sometimes fresh hot vomit. It's all, I mean, usually the more expensive it is, the worse it smells sometimes. But it's all gonna fuck you up the same. It's kind of gotten to that point. Aren't they just the cutest? You wanna come say hi, Bill? Hi, Bill. How are you today? And nothing happened, right? I mean, nothing happened, thank fuck, but God, things could have happened. I also went with my friend at the time for sketchy weed meetups. 100%. Yeah, I always went by myself. I was such a fucking idiot. It cracked me up during COVID how we came from buying weed out of our car window, and then we got to go into stores. Then we got to go into stores and buy it out of car windows again. Yeah. Now I can just order it online. Sweet baby girl. Oh, you look sleepy. Were you napping? You're so soft. And it's still a cash industry, very much so, yeah, because of the national, not illegal. Some dispos use a third-party debit transaction to allow for card usage, but watch out for those. It's easy for them to fail and fuck up your bank account. 100%. I always get a receipt. Mine does that. So you can use a debit card at my dispensary, but it, like, if you look at your bank statement, it looks like an ATM withdrawal. But you gotta check, because those things can be fucked. Yeah, it's like, I think they've got like a 2-hour threshold, and that's at the point where they're like, okay, I gotta get touched by mom now. Oh, stream. That's, dude, I'm sure you've experienced this, but like, they, on the days when we take them to the groomer, well, usually it's in the morning, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning, we drop them off, and I fuck you not. I've literally, like, dropped them off the groomer, gotten out of my car, walked into the house, and within a minute, within 60 seconds, I was like, Zach, where are the dogs? Uh-oh. I'm so hyper conscious of them all the time. Like, I know where they are. I know what they're doing. And when they're not around, I'm like, where do I put my attention? Where do I put this sixth sense I've developed for my dogs doing something fucked up? I buy legal and I'm mostly into edibles, and I figure the taxes are worth being safe. I agree. And like most states, the taxes like go towards good things, you know? Like for instance, Washington, I remember when they legalized it, they put it all towards schools and fixing roads and shit like that, and they're still doing that, and it's really helped a lot. PC has a 20% tax on vape carts, but nothing else. I wonder if it's because of litter. Do you think it's maybe because of the trash they create? I don't know if you can recycle vape carts. I don't vape. I mean, John, and that's the thing. Like, if I was a dude in his 30s, I would not be like, yeah, sure, send that 15-year-old over to my house in the middle of the night to buy drugs. Like, that's the other factor, the fact that they were totally cool with that as well. Like, I was a dumb kid, but these people were my age. And at my age, would I say, yeah, send some teenagers to my house to buy drugs? No.
I would fucking not. Please keep your tweens away from me.
You know what I'm saying? That makes you just have questions. Oh, that's the fee. It's just acting exactly like an ATM. I mean, that kind of makes sense. Me too, Lizzie. I've literally gone to look for them. I'm like, you've been quiet too long. Where are you? Slurm, my love. Thank you so much for subbing to the class, keeping the classy alive, and giving it any swings.
That's a lot of fucking months, bro. I appreciate you.
I'll put some attention here and some over there. And do you hear that tearing? No shit. That's literally. I mean, I actually have been doing this thing now where at the end of the day, I kind of like mentally catalog, like, what did I actually accomplish today? Because my ADHD is so strong that I'll have 4 projects going at a time and never finish any of them. I just bounce between those 4, doing little bits of each until I don't feel like doing it anymore. And then I bounce the other one constantly. So now I like do like a mental like receipt of like, did you accomplish something? Because that's what feels good. Like you're creating things to accomplish something, Katie. Make sure to finish one once in a while, which I did. I finished 2 things yesterday. I was pretty proud of myself. Even though I was tired as fuck. Oh my god. Babe. Quote from stream. I just opened Zeke's stream and I got an anti-vaping ad. Truth. Morning, boo. Have a good day. I think your pants are coming off. Okay. I almost lost pants. Don't look. Exactly. It was always weird showing up and Buddy's like, oh yeah, Nate's cool. Bro, Nate's 45 and you're like 16. Exactly. And it's, yes, I don't excuse it, but like 16-year-olds are stupid. 45-year-old Nate shouldn't be letting 16-year-olds come over in the middle of the night. Like, all of that's not okay. All of that is uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Oh, slurm my heart. Those are the best. That's the kind of streams I hang out in, to be honest. I was tasked with what my I was tasked with what my wife thought was a big task on our home network today, and it took less than 30 seconds. Why would you feel bad? That just means she can give you a new chore. Isn't this like work? Like, they gave you a project you think takes all day, so make it take all day. Unless she's listening, in which case, honey, baby, sweetie, we love you. What do you need? Right? That's my problem with games a lot. I go from dopamine hits from for new game to new game and was rarely finishing them. I started keeping a list of games I finished to help motivate me, and it's done wonders. That's what I did last year. That's literally why I forced myself. I didn't buy one new game for over 365 days because I just have so many. Don't give in to temptation, but it feels good. It feels nice. Truth. Vape is keeping me sane. Cheers to that. This eyelid keeps sticking together, and I think it's this liquid eyeshadow I put on. It's not even a liquid eyeshadow. It's from a stick, but it's not drying down. So if I look like I'm blinking really hard with this eye, that's why. Hey, I'm not losing my channel because of Zach's dong. He can keep his dong on his own channel. I do that at work. I don't snow my wife. You're a good person. I don't snow people I enjoy either. But I mean, that's like work, right? Like someone's like, this is your daily thing, and you finish it by noon. You're not done at noon. We did, Bezbelly. Seriously, we all knew a Nate that sold the fucking goods. Everybody did. I mean, oh God. What's crazy is thinking about the situations I put myself in as a youth. Like, just not, I didn't even think about it. I didn't even hesitate. I was just like, oh yeah, there's that house in the dark in the middle of the woods that I'm going to go to at 1 a.m. and buy drugs. I wouldn't even consider doing those things as an adult. At all. I'd be like, no, I'm going to get murdered. That's how you end up arred and murdered. I'm not going to do that. What? What? No. What? No. Absolutely not. But as a youth, I was like, drugs. Which is terrible. Why buy new games when I'm still going to play Skyrim? I feel that way about Destiny. I'm like, man, if I buy a game, I'm going to play it for 20 minutes and go play Destiny again. For fuck's sake. Your brain tuned in at the wrong time? Oh God, Chesh, drink some water. Amen. If they even sleep with me or feed me, they get what they get. Fucking hard same. We was dumb kids, man. I don't know. It's crazy that I didn't even consider the possibilities. It was like my gut knew there was something unsafe, but I didn't know why, therefore I just went against it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I used to sneak out of the house and hitchhike a couple towns away to party. Same. I mean, when I say I should have, like, of all the true crimes I've listened to, one of the things I've learned is I should have been a true crime. I'm not kidding. We lived out in the middle of fucking nowhere, 30 minutes from the nearest gas station, and we would hitchhike these back roads up into the mountains. Oh, we should be dead. Like, the things. Crazy. It's just so weird to think about. Like, even though I was fine, I still wouldn't, like, if I could go back, I would smack my little self, like, are you fucking idiotic? What? First off, who the fuck is driving these back roads at 3 a.m.? Murderers. That's it. What are we doing? Katie, what are we doing here? Stupid. What up, LZT? How are you? I did. Konnichiwa was fucking amazing, yes. We listened to that like 2 days ago. I don't know. I thought today was Friday. Mike was the guy who evaded prison because he sold other people out. Jesus Christ. Honestly, I didn't want to know anything about them. My Mike was named Devin. I had a Devin. Devin. I didn't want to know anything about Devin. Like, anytime Devin spoke, something so horrific came out of his mouth. I was like, oh, God, were the right drugs? I just was like, let's not converse here. Please. If they offer you candy, run. Yeah. Kids are invincible from 3 to 14. Seriously. It's pretty miraculous how fucking, like, hardy we are. Like, you could throw us against a wall like a fucking spaghetti noodle and nothing would happen. I thought today was Tuesday, so I was pleasantly surprised. I thought it was Friday, man. Brains. Today is February 1st. Happy February. By 14, I had over 60 stitches in a number of places. Same. Hard same. I think every major injury I've ever had actually happened before the age of 14. Like, major, like, surgery level injury. Because I've, like, broken toes and shit. And, like, my finger. But, like, I don't go to the doctor. There's nothing you can fucking do about that. Yeah, I think all of the most horrific things, like being stepped on by a horse. I know I say that too much, but that's like, it's life altering, you know. It's whatever. It's a mild thing. But yeah, that shit. I was 12. Yeah, all the dirt bike accidents. They were all when we were like 10, 11, 12. Weird. Weird. Once I got into a car with a dealer, never ever 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 again. Motherfucker was drunk and I prayed the whole way home. Jesus Christ. Jesus fucking Christ. Ugh. Happy Black History Month. Oh my God. Okay. You know what's crazy? Between waking up this morning and right now, I forgot that it was Black History Month because I did realize it when I first woke up this morning. And I have something I want to do for Black History Month, and it's super weird, but I feel appropriate. I have no water, and my voice is so dry right now. But I don't even know how to. It's the weirdest thing. So when my Nana passed away, she like had dedicated a bunch of stuff to a bunch of the grandkids and her daughters and shit and boxed it up. And when I was a kid, when I was like really, really little, my Nana had this beautiful rancher house, which is basically like a 1-story home that's just enormous. And she had like a grand entry, double doors, stained glass, all this shit. And when you walked in, there was like, when you walk into grand entryways that people have, they usually have some sort of tiny, skinny ass table with some vases or something on it and a mirror above it. So you can just inevitably watch yourself walk into the house. I feel like so many places have this thing. It's a pretty quintessential setup. And on that table, there was a doll. And I would play with this doll all the time when I was a kid. Like, literally, it was the first thing you saw when you walked in the house. So I would like go grab the doll and go play with it. And I grew up to learn that this doll is a mammy doll. A mammy. Y'all know I've told you many, many stories, and by stories I mean truths, about how racist my grandparents were, etc. And it was a fucking mammy. But I didn't, like, all of my childhood that I played with this doll, I was just like, it's a fucking doll. It looked like Raggedy Ann. Like, I didn't know anything about anything. And I would play with it all the time. So when my Nana was like, saying things were going to go to certain people, she decided this doll was going to go to me. So after my Nana passes away, I get a box of wonderful things from my mother. And one of those things literally included that fucking mammy doll. And like, tangent, I then learn my mom actually made this for my Nana when my mom was in high school because my mom didn't even know what the fuck a mammy was. So my Nana puts it on this tiny table in her grand entryway because that's what black slave mammies did back in the day, is open the door and welcome you to the home. I know I'm not teaching a lot of you this. I learned this far too late in life. So, long story short, I still fucking have this mammy doll. My Nana died, what, like 5 or 6 years ago? And I've just had this rip in my soul where I'm like, it's this crazy, like, nostalgic memory of my Nana's house is this fucking mammy doll. But it's a fucking mammy doll? So I kept trying to think, like, what the fuck do I do with it? I still have it. It's literally in my spare bedroom, like, buried in a thing, because I just don't know what to do with it. Not only was it made by my mom when she was a teenager, but my Nana had it in her house her entire life. So it's like this weird thing that's like, am I being disrespectful, or am I being like overbearing by getting rid of it, or am I being, whatever? But I just don't feel good about it. I never have. I've never felt good about this thing in my house, ever. Every time I see it, I just feel kind of gross about it, and I'm embarrassed that it exists in my house. Like, I'm embarrassed this thing's in my house. I don't want it, even though it's like this weird sentimental thing. So I had this idea, literally I had this idea months ago, that in honor of Black History Month, we could fucking burn it. And I figure it's like, I'm getting rid of it, and it kind of symbolizes my, like, letting go of some shit, but also, like, in memory of my Nana, like, she really did a 180 at the end of her life. I know I've told you guys this before, but when I was really young, they literally taught me that a Brazil nut was called an N-word toe, and I went to school and told everyone that for show and tell, versus towards the end of her life, she actually, like verbally apologized for her language in the past and verbally apologized for her actions and actually would, like, talk about the things she used to say with us. It was pretty crazy. Like, she was a really good example of how it's because of the era they grew up in is no excuse to be a racist piece of shit, in my humble opinion. I watched it with my Nana. It was crazy. She really did a 180 on that stuff. Like, I don't think she would want me to have this mammy. Do you know what I'm saying? I think if she was alive and she saw that I still had this thing in a box, she'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Burn it. You know what I mean? What do I do with it? I don't know what else to do. Like, burn it is my option because I don't want it to exist. Like, I don't want to throw it away and some kid pick it up and now have a mammy doll. It shouldn't exist. Ooh, I could salvage it. Oh, we could salvage it for pieces. Dude, we could do surgery on it. Shut up. I have a scalpel and sewing set. Would that be weird? I kind of love that idea because, like, it literally, I mean, it's in perfect condition. It looks brand new. It's kind of creepy. But my mom actually sewed it as a teenager, not knowing what it was herself, et cetera, et cetera. So it's kind of like, it'd be kind of cool to get the fabric out of it and repurpose it into something cool. I love that idea. Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. It makes me feel less gross. And I think, like I said, my Nana wouldn't want me to have this fucking doll in my house. She'd feel gross about it too. I remember my grandmother shouting that at a grocery store. Oh my God. Oddly enough, she wasn't so much racist, but she used the language and it always confused me. That's exactly what my Nana was like. I think my grandpa truly had some prejudice racism in him, which is super sad. I loved my grandfather, but like he was in the war and took a lot of hate for people of Asian descent as a whole, unfortunately, because that's how racism is disgustingly works. He took that on a whole new level, which was super sad. But my Nana, I think she just like not adopted, but she kind of like assimilated to the way he spoke and the way he thought. And once he passed away, she definitely started to like wake up out of that because she wasn't raised that way. Oh, I'm not putting that on stream. Dude, I would never put that on stream. I'm not pulling that doll out. Fuck no. You guys will see the pieces. I will disassemble that shit off stream and then we can do something cool with the pieces afterwards, right? That sound good? No, I would never. Even if you all wanted it, I wouldn't. I'm so embarrassed by this thing even existing in my home. It's just the fact that it was given to me by my Nana, made by my mom, that I keep holding on to it. Like, it's this thing of their past, but it's so gross. It's like the grossest thing of the past. You know what I'm saying? No, this doll should be nowhere near any camera, anything. Like, never. I'm going to disassemble it, and that will be the only sense of it being. I'm not even going to take a picture of it. It shouldn't exist. There should be no memory of this thing. I think, are we in agreement? That's not disrespectful, right? I don't want a picture of it. I don't want to remember this doll. I'd much rather make it into something like some pot holders or something. Like, it's going to be tiny ass pieces of fabric, but we could literally do an applique with it. We have options. I mean, it's like, but the dress is big. The dress is actually really nice fabric. Nah, dude, I ain't gonna take pictures of it. I just personally don't want it to exist. It shouldn't exist in any way, shape, or form. I have the memory of it. I knew it existed up here, and I'll make something that maybe someone will get someday. And I don't know. Yeah. A tiny dog quilt. Oh my God. We can make tiny wings for the dogs. I make tiny little sewing projects all the time. This is what my, like, make a mental catalog of what you finished. I made a little scissor holder yesterday because I have these really nice embroidery scissors that I'm always terrified of getting dull, so I did that. But I do like tiny little projects like this with scraps because I hate creating trash. Which is again why I also wanted to burn it because I don't want it to exist in the form it's in. So I love the idea of taking it the fuck apart and repurposing it. Oh my God, a mouse quilt, that'd be precious. That's not a bad idea at all. Good morning, Erican. How are you, love? Thank you so much for subbing to class, keeping the classy alive and giving any swings. I literally just took the last of my water. No, this doll should be nowhere near stream. I would never. That being said, I really appreciate all y'all watching out for me and also stating it. Like, just in case anyone out there had an inkling it was okay to put anything like that anywhere. Like, nah. It just shouldn't exist. It shouldn't exist. And I'm going to make it not exist. In the form it's in. But I like to sew, so I'm going to sew it into something. Can I say something potentially slightly controversial about Black History Month? You can say whatever you want. That being said, I reserve the right to berate you, fly to Sweden, and smack you in the throat if it's dumb. I think it's kind of ironic that they made Black History Month the shortest month of the year. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but like, come on. Ooh, JJ, gross. Oh my God, we could do little guinea pig quilts and send them to a rescue quill. That's a really good idea. I'm gonna write that down. Seriously, I love the idea of sending little guinea pig quilts to a rescue with this fabric. Seriously. Like, what a good repurposing. Not only will this fabric go to a good purpose, but it will be shit and pissed on existentially for the rest of its existence. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? It just shouldn't exist. It's such a weird conversation to have because I don't tell, I mean, it's not like I walk around saying my Nana left me a mammy doll. It's like, I just have, for years now, what the fuck do I do with it? I love this idea of decommissioning it. Seriously, you guys have saved my brain because every time I go in my spare bedroom and go through boxes to look for something and I find that thing, I have this pang of like, yuck. That still exists in my life. And it's sad because it makes me think of my Nana, but also like in the worst way. I think Black History Month is racist towards Black people. It excludes them and labels it as separate from American history. It also heavily insulates that the other 11 months are not for the history of Black people. It's racist exclusion. Oh, God. Dressed up as inclusion. Oh. I've never thought of it that way. I wonder if people of color think that, like, would agree. Because I mean, the way you said it, like, it's a veil. What did you say? It's a racist exclusion dressed up as inclusion. It almost feels like America's not racist. Look, we have a month. You know what I mean? Oh shit, did I miss a link? What link? Oh God. Where? Oh. Another case of this chat not updating. I got it this time. Thank you. Ooh. This looks like a cool Twitter account. African and Black History, at African Archives. Learn your history. Ooh, I love learning up me some real history. Fuck yes. Oh, it's their, hold on. Is that their charity for Black? But where does, like, the pin tweet, like their charity? Okay, that's what I was making sure I was looking at the right one because their next tweet is really poignant as well. Like they've got some really. I just was scrolling it. I was making sure that's the one we were talking about. They've got some really good shit. Black History more than just a month. I'm trying to get the fucking image to look. It's Twitter's being a dick. Is it because I called it Twitter? It's taking it personal. I can see it small. I was just trying to blow it up. Please, I froze the page. Ideally, we wouldn't need a month, but the problem is that we do need a month because there are assholes out there that will ask why we don't have a White History Month, which is so. Imagine that being your instinct, your instinctual response to Black History Month is, why don't I have a White History Month? Weird hill to die on. At least you'll be dead. I don't know what to do there, man. There's no help for that thought process. What the fuck? Yeah, Florida literally whitewashing history as we speak. Yep, that's a terribly good example. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's the bare minimum of what we can do, and it's a great time to point out that Black history is United States history too. I agree. Like it's. I feel like my opinion doesn't matter because I'm white as fuck. But it does kind of feel like a little bit of like a racism's over. Look, we gave him a month. A little bit. Like, are you kidding?
Shitter was full.
Walk outside for 10 minutes. That's not real. Cheers. I agree, Quill, and sometimes I wonder if that's why they give it a month is almost to like refresh. I don't know. Because in my mind at least, I don't think like it's Black History Month. This is the 1 month a year that we celebrate black people and we learn about their history or whatever. It's more like a refresher, like this is why. Like, you know what I mean? A little bit. It's like a kick in the ass, like don't get lazy, don't get complacent. Same, Chesh, same. Like, I try to read, I try to stay woke in the best sense of the word. Like, I see nothing wrong with being woke. I love those moments when people of color open my eyes as a dumb white bitch. I'm here for that. Like, I don't want to go about my existence being an ignorant chud. That ain't my life plan. It's not on my bingo card. Please call me out at any time. Like, I'm fucking here for that. I mean, I don't think it's controversial, ZT. I think you bring up some good points, and I think a lot of people would agree. I mean, no one's going to be 100% right on anything ever, but it's kind of, yeah, it is. It's a nuanced conversation, yeah. Black History Month exists in other countries as well as other months, weeks, days, etc. of remembrance celebrations. White supremacist culture does not value black contribution. Having a dedicated time is the bare minimum for those who, oh god, it jumped, for those who usually wouldn't have it on the radar at all. Exactly. It's, yeah. However, if you're anti-racist, Black History Month is every month. The event is there for the structure and accountability to the meantime. Did I ever tell you that's I had to use I'd never like used the word anti-racist or anti-racism before. But I think I want to say it was like the first or second time we ever went to Scott's house to visit him and like meet his kids. This was years ago now. And his son was sitting at one end of the table, and we're all sitting at the dinner table eating, and I'm sitting next to his son, and his son is just the most precious. Like, he's like a little kid, but he acts like an adult. Like, he approaches you with very adult conversations and like makes these serious faces. It's just the best. Keeping a straight face around this kid is really hard. And he's like eating, and he wrinkles his brow and kind of looks at me, and it's one of the first times he's ever met me, and he goes, "Katie, do you like racism?" And I see in my periffs the whole table like turn towards me because they just don't know what I'm gonna say. Thankfully, Scott knows me better by now and knows I'm not gonna fuck with his kids' well-being and their brains. They're young and moldable. Like, I'm here for that. But like, literally, it was the most precious thing. I think it's really endearing because it's a kid who doesn't have the language to approach a conversation like that with an adult, but they're trying to make sense. And this was very much during the height of the Black Lives Matter movement when people were getting run over for protesting, etc. And they were hearing about this obviously, and they had a lot of fucking questions. And I was a stranger who probably had a different opinion or maybe a unique opinion from their parents, and they wanted to talk, and that's how they, how do you do it? How do you even approach that? Do you like racism? And so I sat there like I had to sit for maybe, I don't even know. It felt like 15 minutes, probably 30 seconds to like compose my face so I didn't laugh. And I was like, you know what? I'm not really into hate. And it seems really hateful. I tend to be, and I use the term anti-racist. And I'd never used it before. I don't know where it came from. I must have heard it somewhere. But I was like, I like to think of myself as like anti-racist. In that I just don't involve people in my life who are racist, and I don't like racism around me, and I just try to, speak up for those that are being hated on for stuff like that. And it like blew his fucking mind. Anti-racism. Because he didn't have a word for not being racist. I think. Like, Scott and I talked about it afterwards, and he was like, I don't think he had a way of saying I'm not racist to like approach people. It was like, do you like racism? Like that's how he was going to judge whether or not I was a good person. Like he didn't have a word for it. And I think that I thought it was really cool. I don't know. I remember that. The look on his face was wild. What up? Oh no, Taco! You got the Rona? Are you okay? Are you over it now? Oh fuck, dude. I'm still suffering from that shit. It's terrible. Do you like a side of hateful bigotry with your potatoes? The Rona is nasty. And that fart you're holding in sneaks. Seriously. Exactly, Rod. Like, it would be sweet, sweet, sweet success to fuck with Scott's children. However, I would never. That's his job. My job is to be the cool aunt that wears tie-dye and flowy clothes and smells like incense all the time. And, oh, let's talk about spirituality and mental health. Woo! Scott can do that shit. I'm good. I'm good. Anti-racism is my go-to because as a white person, I'm inherently racist. I was raised in white supremacy, and so much racism is inbuilt. Yeah, it's systemic. Systemic in us, in everything. Yeah. I was raised in white supremacy, and so much racism is inbuilt, even if it's not instinct, a moral belief of mine. We can't truly fight racism until we acknowledge our role in perpetuating it. We benefit from racism, so we must be anti-racist. 100%, and I think that's why a lot of people who are still very racist and just pieces of shit, they try to turn woke into a bad word. Because it's almost like they would have to acknowledge the systemic racism that is them. The privilege they refuse to acknowledge is the systemic racism that is them. And they cannot it's like admitting you're wrong. Like, God forbid. You learn something, It's baffling. It doesn't excuse it at all, but I can't help myself in trying to make sense of it. I can't help it. I try. Who smells like a skunk and incense? Exactly. And I wear like crystals and stuff and talk about witchcraft. Let's go. Introspection, right? It's so sad. I mean, at its core, I think just a teaspoon of introspection for a lot of these fucking like MAGA fucks, Proud Boys, would do a lot of good. But the fear of looking at yourself in a mirror and realizing what you've done and what you did in the name of is terrifying. You would have to acknowledge that. And that takes a lot of bravery. Man, fuck. Pussies. Don't be such a piece of shit. I wish more companies actively took part in this and not just here's that PowerPoint. Actually just talking instead of a bunch of white people preaching at you about Black History Month and systemic racism. My thing, that always will never, ever fail to baffle me is a group of white people having a whole lot of opinions on Black History Month, etc., etc. That they, what's the term? Confidently incorrect shit. And I can't be the only one that's like, maybe people of color get to have this conversation and get to decide on things like this because what the fuck is going the fuck on right now? White-splaining. And I feel like there's a lot of people here of many different shades of skin, which we all know is fucking melanin. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, read a book. But we all have different experiences, unfortunately, because of the tone of our skin, right? And I know there's a lot of y'all that are just as white and pasty as my ass. And we all, even though we were raised in this, absolute white supremacist society where we have just built-in privilege in many different ways, we can still step back, acknowledge it, and try to be better. which I feel like means a lot of people could do the same. No one's perfect, but you can fucking try. You could maybe ask a person of color what they think instead of just fucking sitting in an echo chamber of white people talking about it. The fuck? You know? I don't know. It's crazy. I know. Crazy thoughts. Crazy thoughts. Kids absorb pretty much everything from their environment. Some people never make an effort to analyze and deprogram shit, which is, I mean, I think that's got to be something to do with the fact that some people have no internal dialogue. I've learned very recently that there is a population of human beings that doesn't have an internal dialogue, and I honestly don't know what you do with your day. I think I'm a better person because I have so many conversations with myself in my head before I speak out loud and make myself look like a fucking idiot. I'm black and white. We're raised in a white household and was racist. Oh God. I hated that part of myself because I knew they were looked down on and treated differently. It took going through my criminal justice degree that my eyes were opened. I'm ashamed of how I thought about black people and myself. But the fact that you are capable of that level of change, look at how many people are not. And probably go through very similar experiences where they should have had their eyes opened like, oh fuck, I'm a white piece of shit. Now I want to be better. Imagine, there are some people who smother that. Imagine having a moment like that, Bobo, but your instinct is smother it and stay racist. Are you fucking with me? Holy shit. I welcome being wrong. Please teach me. I don't want to be a fucking moron. Who wants that? When did it become cool to be dumb? When? When did it be cool to just be fucking dumb? I don't know. Same Cheshire. That's exactly was my experience as well. Like my hometown was Native Americans and whites, very, very, very white people. And then when I moved to Western Washington, to like the Seattle area for college, it was suddenly like a lot more diverse than I was used to, but it was amazing. I was so excited to be around people that were just like varied. I was stoked. Racism, as you explained, is so foreign to me because I'm not American. Hold on, my shit jumped. It is terrifying. No, it's terrifying. It's terrifying here. I mean, the fact that this has happened to me many times in my adulthood. I can know someone for quite some time, like a work friend or something like that, on a work level, and then suddenly we go out to lunch and they throw out some racial slur, and it's like, is there something deeply inherently broken in me that I liked you up until this moment? Like, how did I not sense that you were okay with that? Sorry, I have to go have violent diarrhea and sneak out the back door like we're on a bad date now. Bye. You know what I'm saying? It is. It's weird. And it's so it's so gross because no baby's born racist. No baby was born with hate. That's not real. It has to be taught or shown. So either these kids were inherently told by their parents, XYZ is bad because of skin color or whatever the fuck, or their parents just exhibited that behavior and the kids picked it up. That is the grossest thing in the entire world to me, is that there's so many kids out there just being absolutely fucked mentally that had the potential to be loving, compassionate humans who go about their life trying to continue being loving and compassionate, and instead their parents are like, nah, let's keep them hateful. Rod, I think those are people that the way I hear it, if people say, I don't see color or I don't see race, what I hear is, I refuse to acknowledge the problem because personally, I'm not involved in it. That's what I hear anytime someone says that bullshit. I'm not going to take any responsibility whatsoever because I don't use the N word. Because that's the definition of racism. Yes, part, but absolutely not defined by. I don't want to leave because this is I think this conversation is literally one of the best conversations ever and so fucking vital and important to life. I am so dry right now. Like, I'm dying. I'm out of water. I'm out of everything. I gotta go get a beverage. Let's take a quick break. 3 minutes. Go piss, girls.
Go piss, girls.
Psst, psst. I know, but honestly, this is the kind of conversation I love to have because I learn a lot from you guys. I love the way you guys think. I know we think similarly, like none of us want to hurt anybody, right? None of us are out there to hurt anybody except maybe I would totally trip Trump a few times. Allegedly. We all want to be better people and we all think differently, and when we come together and our brains, it's just like really cool. And so I have a really hard time. I definitely love to procrastinate. It's the worst. But Caesar Crayon, I think we do it more than most people. But I like on accident because of our constant inner dialogue. I think we are self-reflecting more than we even realize. I think I almost over self-reflect sometimes. Okay, be right back. I gotta pee and I gotta get water. Get some water and wash your. I almost went into a sneeze. We're good. We're good. Oh, Vile, what? Let me grab. I know, it's like, it's similar to the whole gender shit, right? Not on the same note, but similar in that, yeah, the two black and white categories of male and female that we fucking love to try to stick to and hold as like this is the reason trans people, blah, 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 blah. It's manufactured, right? It's completely fabricated, but it matters because the people who think it matters use it to try to destroy the innocent lives of trans people, people of color, etc. It's fucked. You know? Oh God, reading on the manufacturing of turf ideology. Am I the only one that finds it really kind of I'm offended that my femaleness is defined by menstruation according to them, and that's why they like to discount trans women. As someone who absolutely menstruates, go fuck yourself. Like, what? Exactly. Gender's a construct doesn't mean sexism isn't real. It doesn't mean hate. Yeah. It sucks because it's like us out here just trying to be positive, loving people, just like going about our own lives and don't care what you're doing in your bedroom. If it's consensual between two adults, like do what the fuck you want. You live your life. We have to be involved in the hate shit because they'll win. I don't know how else to say that. You know what I mean? Not involved, but you know what I mean. Oh, my back is stiff. Exactly. It's like astrology. If society started oppressing Libras, then the category would matter, even though the whole underlying thing is BS. Exactly. Yeah, it sucks. I hate it. Turf ideology is so stupid because it's like they created a problem just to complain about it. Like, bro, the problem doesn't exist. The enemy is the imaginary threat in your head. Go get help. That's like 90% of the hate I feel like coming from, the alt-right. It's just shit they made up to be pissed about something. Because it's like a level of disassociation. It's a way to not look at themselves. If all you do is obsess about what someone else is doing with their existence, you don't have to look at yourself. That's really sad. I love this song. Fucking George Michael. Rest in peace, boo. Cheers. Vile, we watched this one. Do you want to watch it? I mean, I'll totally watch it again. It's fucking incredible. Seriously. So do you remember the video we watched where he has that one pedal that he has like, there's a trigger on the side of the pedal where he can go between double bass and single bass simultaneously? Like he can kick, he's doing 2 of those pedals at a time. I would love to watch this again. It's phenomenal. The way his brain must function is disgusting. It's fucking wild. Trouble, that's the thing. Is that if you define, like, being female, whatever the fuck that is, by menstruation, you're literally discounting a very large portion of assigned female at birth people. It's just ignorance. It's like, he gets really tired. Yes. Yes. It's just the level that his brain is working on, Vile, is disgusting. It's so cool. I'm just waiting for the song to end, and then I can't stop George Michael. He's too perfect. Haven't they heard of... Yeah. My dissertation research right now is on turf origins of evangelical fundamentalist transphobia. Dude, that's a dark tunnel. Prejudice is like a disease of the mind from people who don't know how to manage their internal emotional landscape in a healthy way. Man, I feel like that's me, though. I feel like I struggle every day with the emotional landscape that is my shit. Like, it's every day as a battle against my own brain. I feel that. But I know I've said this a million times and you can't generalize personal experience, but I've never, ever, 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 ever had the instinct, I can honestly say that, to lash out at anyone else for what's going on in me. Ever. Like, if anything, I self-punish more than I should. But I've never in my life thought to take what's going on here and put it out on somebody. Ever. Not even someone I hate. I don't hate anybody, really. Like, 3 people. Trump. You know what I mean? It's just, it makes me sad. That's what I'm saying. Like, it just makes me really, really sad that their instinct is, I feel something wrong in my soul, so I'm going to make someone else feel bad too, instead of looking at maybe what's making you feel wrong in your soul. It makes me sad for them. Someone taught them that behavior probably, right? Vile, that's what we were literally just talking about. Is like the Black History Month has to exist because if anything, it really does bring out the people that are willing to say things such as, well, why isn't there one History Month? Like, why isn't there a straight pride parade? Come again. You want to try again there, brah? You know? Yeah, judge people on the merits of their actions, their words, their character, 100%. There's a really good quote, Ghetto, and I'm sure you're aware of it. It goes along the lines of, like, people will never remember what you looked like. They won't remember what you said necessarily word for word, but they will always hold on to how you made them feel. And that is visceral and, like, primal and core. And I love that one. It makes me think about, I think about that with every interaction I have. Like, I don't want to ever leave anyone feeling worse than when we started an interaction, ever. Exactly. People remember how you made them fucking feel. Yep. Yeah, it's like we all have our own mess in our heads. Some people direct that at others rather than work through it because it's easy and convenient, like dumping sewage into a river because dealing with it's hard. So sad. I'm sad that that's their instinct. That's what a fucking sad way to live. What a sad way to live. One 100% trouble. I agree with you, and that's what I was trying to say earlier. It's like a refresher because if you know, sadly, we don't sit around and talk about the problem that is systemic racism in our country all the time. So I think it's a good thing that Black History Month exists because someone says Happy Black History Month, and suddenly now we've talked for almost 3 hours about how we're all trying our best to be better people and just like not buy into the shit. And otherwise, how else do we instigate conversations like this, really? I think it's a good thing of many reasons. I agree with you 100%. I mean, that exactly. If it can get one person to just think for 1 second about things that, like, if it can get one racist to maybe stop and pause, great. LZT, it's a great conversation. Honestly, like, you know me though, dude. I guess it's hard for me to consider. For me, controversial is like fighting whether or not we should use the N word. Like, that's controversial because no. What? No. I don't think it's controversial to propose, like, talk about something like this though. I think it's really good. And there are people of color in our community who can actually speak to it personally. And I think that is invaluable to have people who are willing to talk about it with a dumb white bitch like myself. And maybe y'all, if you're also dumb white bitches, you know, because how the fuck else do I become a better person unless there's someone out there willing to smack me verbally and be like, hey, you dumb white bitch, let's go. How else? And I have to be open to that though. And I think a lot of people, I mean, people of everything, we have such a hang up in being wrong is like a dig on our quality of character. But you literally don't learn if you're never wrong. You don't. I mean, that's the fucking recipe, right? You either don't know something or you're wrong about it, and then you learn. You know? Oh my god, that itch in my nose is so bad. Yeah, you created a really good discussion, honestly, LCT. I think it's important to talk about things like this. Talking is how we learn. If we can't converse, this is when exactly. If we're afraid to talk about things like this, then in my opinion, aren't controversial. They're a true conversation. If we're afraid to talk about things like this, that's when bad shit goes down. Because dumbasses ain't afraid to talk about literally any dumb shit ever. Have you seen the American government? It's all I can speak to personally, but oh my god. Like, weren't they saying some children's books were making kids gay or something a while ago? I mean, you know what I'm saying? What up, Viper, my love? How are you? Open-mindedness seems like a lost art. It seems like being open-minded for some reason is shunned. Like, it means if I'm open to learning, it must mean I'm stupid. Versus if I'm not open to learning, I know everything. Which is, I mean, I don't need to say it. Like, the moment you think you know everything, check your shit, bitch. Check your fucking shit. How are you, Barry? Have you slept? I don't like the phrase, I will fuck your brains out. I like my brains where they are. Thank you. Hard same. However, I do get a little cum dumb. I love watching the Barry timeline on Twitter. I honestly live for it. Like, Barry's internal monologue is pretty great. Please follow Barry on Twitter. Please sleep, Barry. Do you remember the feeling, Barry? So, fun fact, did you know the only reliable marker of transphobia in religious people is how fundamentalist they are? I.e., how much they say, quote, my religion is right and you are all wrong, end quote. People who never interrogate their own beliefs are more likely bigots. I believe that. There's a difference between a conversation and an argument. An argument's the ego's way of protecting itself. 100%. And, like, so rarely do we ever end up in an actual straight up argument because we don't have douchebags here. Have fun, LZT. I love you, boo. Please follow my friend LZT. He makes amazing leather goods. 32. Oh my god, Barry. No shit. Like, is the work you're doing right now even of high quality? Are you even conscious? Do you know who you are? What's my name? I'm alive. That's all I can say about today. Man, it's like those Elmo tweets, dude. I'm glad you're alive. I was thinking about you the other day, and I was trying to think why. Something made me think of you recently. I don't know. I'm glad you're doing well. I went completely feral about 6 hours ago in my new MacBook. Oh, you're in the second wind. Question everything, keep learning. Exactly. And be open to having a conversation with anybody. Doesn't mean you have to believe what their opinion or like buy into it. Oh god, the Jungian shit. Katie, the classiest hole on earth!
Alright, you're fine.
Actual belief in religion and dedication to faith is not an accurate predictor of transphobia. The enemy is fundamentalists, not faith. Which is so sad. And fundamentalists meaning people that like live like hardcore rules by the Bible, right? Because in America we have like there's literal like sects of Christianity and Mormonism that call themselves part of their title fundamentalist X. So I'm curious, is that basically what that means? Oh God, this is one of the things that terrifies my dreams. One of the bullet points is to put anyone who isn't straight or white will be put into a concentration camp. Oh, I mean, oh, imagine. What a weird hill to die on. At least you'll be dead, I guess. Cool. Cool. Let's watch some cool drummer dude and forget for a minute that the world is on fire. However, we can continue having this conversation because I absolutely love it. Say my name, bitch. We don't take it personally. No, it's not an attack. The ego makes you think you're being attacked, I think. You think that's what it is? Do you think they feel like they're being attacked when someone's just trying to inform them of something? Like do you think that's what it is? It's like in their brain, they feel like it's a fucking personal attack. They've never been attacked before. They like truly, that's all I can come up with. They've truly never had anyone actually attack them before. If that's, because what? So not necessarily fundamentalism means, quote, we are right and oh, everyone else is going to hell, which is usually corresponding with a literalist interpretation of the Bible. Yep, and usually a colonialist, white supremacist reading of the Bible. Okay, yes, that's basically what I had the understanding of as well. I was making sure we were on the same page with it though. God, vile. I think my brain might melt out of my asshole. Everything's an attack to them. You either agree or you are the enemy. Wow. What a sad way to exist. As a true communist, I find it vile that countries like Russia and Cuba claim to be communist when they're a dictatorship. Oh, it's all of, I mean, it's like us claiming we're a fucking democracy. Let's be real. I guess they just, for me, the association, like in my brain, I'm just trying to think of how it's different. In my brain, when I say I'm wrong, there's a linked on, like, I think I usually say it out loud. It's usually like, oh, I was wrong. Thank you for that information because now I'm more intelligent. Like, I've gained levels. I gained some experience points. Whereas, like, if we were just agreeing on things over and over, there would be no experience point gain. Echo chamber, right? It's cool to have people of like mind around you, but we can still have discussions about stuff and have differing opinions. You know, we're in possession of sacred knowledge. That's stupid. Life is absolutely gray, C-Town. I agree so hard. Life is gray. I mean, where the fuck is black and white outside of manufactured human existence? Really? When I correct my mom on pronouns, she gets offended. All I'm doing is normalizing and not insulting her. I've told her that using new pronouns is a learning curve. I'm not calling you a transphobe. You slip up, 100%. I have to explain that to my mom with dead naming. Thankfully, my mom is fairly like, you know, she worked in medicine with people for so long. She's been exposed to so many different people. I feel like she's got a one-up on understanding stuff like that. She has like personal experience with people who are trans and gay of all sorts and all sorts of identities. And therefore she's a lot more like open. But it can be really hard because she kind of acts like I'm attacking her or calling her stupid when I correct her on like a dead name or on a pronoun. And I'm like, no. It's just like if you misnamed someone, I'd correct you and be like, oh no, their name's not Kate, it's Katie. They don't like to go by Katie or Kate. It's the same thing. It's just me like, I wouldn't want to call someone the wrong name, pronoun, etc. forever. I would feel very, very bad if someone just never corrected me and let me call them whatever forever and I was totally wrong. Like, holy shit. I don't get to call you what I want. You tell me what you want and I respect that. Period. End of story. I would never. It's exhausting. Exactly, Kona. That's a really good way. Like my mother-in-law can never be wrong. That's my mom can be that way sometimes. And it's like then she'll go home and go read up on our conversation and then she'll come at me like she learned something and I didn't teach her it though. And then she'll be better, but I'm like, why can't it be just that we had a conversation? Like you have to go triple double check me like I'm just trying to ruin your life or something. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I feel like that's common in any tribe of people. Bitch. Reminds me of the story where a trans woman was criticizing the medical institution for not abiding its own laws regarding gender-affirming care, and the employees took personal offense to said criticism, stating things like, quote, "I'm here fighting your war. Some of my friends are trans," end quote, when all the women did was criticize the system, not its employees. It's almost like their guard is just up immediately. Like, is that a guilty conscience? You gotta wonder. I wonder. Is that a guilty conscience? Like, when people go out of their way to be extra nice because they do have some sort of prejudice, racism, or whatever on the inside. That's what that feels like to me. The act of surrendering your ego, I always go back to this quote. Those that say they know the nature of the universe know not. Those that say they know not know it and are ready for further instruction. I love that. I try to be that way so hard. The more I went through school, I was just talking about this the other day, but I remember graduating and I was like, I don't know shit. Why are they handing me a degree? I know nothing. Like, the more I learned, the more I was like, oh God, there's so much more to learn though. Like, I'll never know everything. There's not enough life hours. It's impossible. It's kind of baffling. Like, gender critical people who are like, it is scientific fact that there are two sexes. Ugh. It's common sense that men cannot be women. Sorry, I die inside every time I'm reminded people think like that. Is the scientific fact in the room with us right now? Where'd you learn that? School of 4chan? Shut the fuck up. Sickening. Pronouns are a sign of respect. Like down south, you say ma'am or sir. It's the same thing, 100%. It's literally just respecting someone for who they are and what they want to be called and how they want to be identified. How is it different than someone getting married and changing the last name? When you claim something as your personality, i.e. religion, fan base, then someone comes in and says, well, it can seem like you're coming down on them. I think most people don't understand those feelings. It's literally like they're immediately defensive. Like they're already defensive before you've said anything. My mom and grandma are the ones who are like, I don't get it. But then I go away for a while and it comes back and they're like, I don't get it, but whatever makes them happy. They don't know how I identify as non-binary. My mom still thinks bi people are just, what is it? Selfish? I'm either selfish or I'm straight. That sexuality does not exist in her brain. Like, to her, that's college experimentation. And I'm like, okay, we'll just disregard all the girlfriends I've had then. Sure. All the friends I brought home for Christmas. Hey, Grandma, this is Katie's friend, Jessica. Okay. My mom and grandma are like, yeah. Sometimes people mess up. Like, it wouldn't be the first time I've called someone by the wrong name because I was thinking of that person a moment ago. 100%. And I'm in no way, like, personally, I don't take it like a hit to my sense of pride that someone corrects me like, oh, my name's not Tom, it's Tomb. Like, cool name, weird, but cool. Let's go, Tomb. You know? Yeah, they're looking for a fight. It's like like Taylor Swift's mere existence right now is an attack. And that is fucking weird. The term institutional failure, quote unquote, is a buzzword in my world of government. It's when large quantities of people in process all fail, but it's also a way to avoid having individual accountability. I was going to say that. This itch. Which to self-respecting public servants drives us fucking bananas. Yeah, no shit. Ugh. Take an average biology class and you'll learn that grade school biology has way more nuance than X and Y. I mean, seriously. It's like, did you take a class? Because of groups of lazy fucks will conspire to institutionally fail together to avoid having to do work to be accountable for having to change or execute their mandate. It's fucking exhausting. I'm tired. Christians also like to ignore the fact that religion, God created humans and animals. Then he created those animals that can change sex. And also those sea slugs that have both genitals. Right. Like, if God's infallible and created everything on Earth and evolution's not real, then we have to acknowledge all the hermaphroditic animals out there and all the animals that can change sex at will and all the animals that change their literal biological sex at just an age of their life. Like, they go from, classically female to male. Some of them stay both all the time. Like, you can't, the picky choosy. And I mean, if you're really gonna, this has been my recent shower thought I had. I told it to Zach and he almost pissed himself. He loved it. I was like, dude, like, theoretically, according to the Bible, Eve, a woman, was created out of the rib of a male Adam. So we took some male parts and we made a lady. Sounds pretty fucking trans to me. Like, you can't throw this horse cummy book around anymore. Shut up. We've read it. Get out. Yeah, and Adam also was never, like, I don't even think, was there a word at that point for, like, classically male? Or, like, classically, you know what I mean? I don't even think there was. I think you taught me that. He was human. When I try to make sense of gender and my brain just goes whoop, 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 same. I mean, why even try to make sense of it? I feel like gender and the human experience is like nature. I'm never going to understand all of it, so I'm just going to experience it and see it for how pretty it is. Where I can learn, I will, but I'm not going to try to learn it all. It's literally impossible, and I can't. I'm not trans. I will never fully encompass that experience. I can only listen to my friends who are trans and appreciate their experience and be there for them, you know? I read the best response the other day, and it comes to dead names and pronouns. If you're a Christian, you refer to Paul as Paul instead of Saul, then you absolutely know how to use a proper name. Fucking sip. Amen, Paul. Fucking Saul, Paul. A lot of people only want to believe what's comfy for them so they can sleep at night and not have their worldviews shaken. I sleep at night with shaken views. I mean, maybe they just need to know that you can still sleep at night with shaken views. If anything, I sleep better not thinking I fucking insulted someone on accident. In Macedonian Greek society, there was no term for homosexual. There was just sexual. Well, that's one of my favorite things. Lizzie and I have talked about this so much because this is literally what Lizzie's going to university for. But one of my favorite facts about the Bible, like the New International, the most commonly read Bible we read today, is that the part in it where it's like, a man shall not lay with another man, was originally a man shall not lay with a child. Like, straight up, don't fuck kids. And then I think it was like late 1400s, early 1500s, the Catholic Church straight up paid someone to alter the text because so many priests were fucking kids. And that's like documented. There's much documented proof of this change. None, it doesn't, I don't think it probably says because of all our priests are fucking kids, but like it's in there. And that's, you can't, it's just. I mean, true, you got me there. I'm not part of the Catholic Church anymore, so I can't. Well, I guess they have my soul forever though, right? I think they have my soul forever if I'm baptized, something shit like that. Yeah, and then there's all those books that were taken out, right? Sorry, let's watch this drummer. I can get so sucked into conversations like this. I'm still like, honestly, Lizzie having the context for a lot of the Bible that we read has helped me recover from just reading the fucking Bible, let alone being raised in a Catholic atmosphere of like, gay is the devil and you're the devil and don't use your left hand for anything. I mean, from what I know, my parents brought me to a big building and some old white Irish dude sprinkled a bunch of water on my baby skull. And then my dad took me to a bar and sat me on a bar stool and took a picture of me in my baptismal outfit on a bar stool. I don't know how the Catholic Church now has a soul, if that's a thing. I don't like to think of my body having a soul. I like to think that I'm the soul and that I have a body and I'm just like fucking using it till it breaks and then I'm going to take off. So they don't fucking own shit. Oh my God, Lizzie, any day, any fucking time you tell me, I would plan that. I mean, Dude, who the fuck wouldn't want to listen to Lizzie talk about awesome theology shit for a couple hours? Or however long she fucking wants. If your answer is me, get out! Then I'm fine. At least I was right. I use both, so I don't even know anymore. I remember one day hyper focusing on trying to understand poly stuff because I was taught that poly is basically just impossible for humans and just ends up with cheating. It was a journey and a half reading about the psychology of poly. You know, there's a really good book, Fox. You've probably already read it, but it covers it covers a lot of spectrums of like different different definitions for relationships, however they're formed or however they're structured. The ethical slut. I'm not kidding. That's the name of it. I mean, it's somewhere. I don't think it's behind me. I don't know where it is right now, but I have a book, The Ethical Slut. It's a really good book, seriously. But it just talks about like gender, sexuality, relationship constructs, all this shit, and how it's all okay. I mean, we all know that, but it's just like it's this reaffirming, like it's just a really good book. My friend Jables suggested it. It's really fucking good. My meat suit keeps getting smaller, but I'm still me, so the body's obviously not sold. That's how I feel. It's hard to think that like a meat sack is the soul, you know? Dude, Lizzie would school the fucking shit out of us. 100%. Yeah. She's smart as fuck. It's basically, is it really? That's basically required reading for poly people. See, I didn't know. Actually, I don't even know. I don't think my friend Jables is poly. But I think we were just talking about like something in chat, probably sexuality and shit, and he threw that book at me. He actually sent it to me. He was like, "You have to read this," and it's really good. It's like when I told my best friend I was into the BDSM culture, and he thought I was gonna tie him up in the middle of the night. That's not how it goes. I would have laughed. That's fucking beautiful. I mean, that's like, you know, like when people find out you're gay and they're scared to spend the night with you because you might try to make them gay or something, and you're like, "Nah, dude, I'm gonna be honest, your straightness is a big turn off." Don't fucking flatter yourself. I've seen your floors. I know how clean you are. Get out. And then they get offended exactly like, what, am I not hot enough? And it's like, no, I know you don't brush your teeth before bed. We've been friends for too many years, man. I've seen the inside. Get out. Yeah, that's in my, from what I know, ghetto. I know a lot of people who are in poly relationships. I don't know everybody, but I know a lot of people, so I've had conversations with them. From what I know, an arrangement where you just can't tell your partner, that's not a poly relationship. Right? Ew. Speaking of which, thanks 50 Shades of Grey for ruining the image. Oh my god. I have that. I have a problem coming up for the right words to describe 50 Shades of Grey outside of abusive, manipulative, narcissistic, abusive, manipulative relationship. I have a hard time putting relationship in there. None of that's okay. None of that, I mean, no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, no. No. And can we just say, I haven't read the books. I did watch, I think, the first movie. I didn't watch the rest because they're terrible, but I think I watched the first movie. Like, how do I say this? That's some Spencer's level BDSM if I've ever seen it. Like, what a cool room to use literally the most boring thing in said room. Speaking of the Red Room. Like, yawn, my dude. Fucking yawn. That's like someone having, you know, my PC and playing Tetris or Minesweeper. Like, they have my PC. I'm not saying mine's the best in the world, but I do have, like, I have the 3090. Like, I have a dank-ass graphics card. My gaming PC runs like a fucking butter dick. And just choosing to play, Minesweeper. And, yawn. Yawn! Fox, it's so bad. I watched the first one out of pure curiosity because someone told me, like, vice versa, like, Twilight is 50 Shades fan fiction or vice versa the other way. And I loved Twilight books when I was a kid. So I was like, I'll watch it. And I was like, wow, this is abusive. I was immediately, this is abusive. Exactly, Rod. Yeah, yeah. One went one way. I can't remember. I don't know. Yuck. I need to have a car and fight people and buy the big house, and she needs to suck my cock and tell me why I'm always right, and that's just not what I'm looking for. Dude, the whole, like, red pill, weird alpha man thing on the internet is horrifically frightening to me. There are so many young, malleable minds out there that are young and stupid and dumb and will think it's really cool to listen to these really cool guys who talk about the perfect woman, who, by the way, none of these men are in a relationship, nor have they ever had a successful relationship, and yet they have hordes of little pubescent tweens worshiping them for their relationship advice. I'm sorry, if you describe yourself in any way, shape, or form as an alpha, oh. Yeah, faceplant acid. I like that. Slip and fall in a big bin of dirty needles. Ugh. Very sad. It makes me sad. It's yeah. It's really gross. Yeah, it's kind of like C-Town. It's like if someone has to, like, wear shirts with statements on them, or, like, my dad taught me this when I was younger, because I remember coming home from school and, like, some girl at school suddenly hated me. I was literally in elementary school or something. I don't even know. And I came home crying and I was like, they won't let me sit with them on the bus anymore. And my dad's like, she's a little drama queen. And I was like, no, she says she hates drama. And my dad was like, all right, Katie, we're having a little laugh lesson right now, Kate. That's how he talks and that's what he calls me. If someone has to proclaim self-identifier, they are most likely that self-identifier's opposite. Run away. I.e., if some bitch looks at you and goes, oh my god, I just fucking, like, hate drama. Drama is just, like, the worst. I avoid all the fucking drama. They're the drama. Run. Fly, fly. And that served me quite well. If someone has to say, I'm an alpha male, run. That beta bitch about to give you a disease. It was. My dad, he's like borderline illiterate. He works construction and he has quite the drawl on him, and he is so full of fucking wisdom though. People write him off all the time and it pisses me off. He's so smart. He's wise as fuck. He's lived, man. Who's an alpha? Oh my god, is there a new level, Pitsy? Shut up. Stop it. Don't start that. Oh, Pendragon! Holy shit. Wait. Can you get a car? When can you rent a car? I think that's 25. Fuck.
You can get a hotel room. Thank you for summoning glass, keeping glass alive, keeping it in swings. I fucking appreciate you.
Is it? I don't remember anymore. Is it state? It might be state specific. I agree. Gotta believe there are other ways. Are you really arting? I mean, I would love to say, like, I'd love to argue that, but I quite literally actually hurt myself making almost everything I make ever. The tips of my fingers look so I look like a diabetes patient who has to prick their fingers to do the blood tests all the time, but someone who is just horrifically reckless with it from sewing. You know what or like calluses from drawing. The callus like this, the knob, that I mean, it's an awful nice pencil rest, but it's out of control. That knob from painting or whatever the fuck I do with my life is just nonsensical. Like I actually not to be gross, but I was sewing the other day and like an idiot, I used my fingernail to push the needle through leather and it just went straight up under my fingernail. Don't do that. But I do. I do actually bleed all over my art all the time. It's I actually stabbed myself right there the other day. That was amazing. I don't think I've ever managed that one before. Yeah. Stab myself in the eye doing makeup all the time. I mean, if y'all are, I consider makeup art. Like, I definitely stab myself in the eye constantly. Not on purpose, obviously, but like on accident, trying to hurry or something. Novice, honestly, ghetto. I've been sewing my own clothes since I was like 13 or 14 years old. There ain't no novice about it. You're gonna stab yourself if you sew. It's kind of like a chef inevitably cutting themselves. Feel like the more oft you play with a sharp object, the more likely you are going to get stabbed with said sharp object. You know? I think about that like I'm really glad the project I'm working on right now is blood red. For reasons undisclosed. We need to take a quick break. Mama's got to pee and I got to run an ad. However, I've got the videos lined up you guys gave me. I'm just clearing out some bullshit. But I got the shit. Oh my god, Beatree, I know someone who did that. Oh, I don't... Oh. I've sewn through my finger with an industrial sew... Oh. How doth one recover? Oh. Hair cutting scissors. Oh my god. My BFF from high school, whom I've talked about, who owns his own like salon, like chain in Seattle now and is super successful. He had a story about that. I don't think it was my hair he was cutting, but he had a story about it. He told me he was cutting someone's hair and he was doing like the pull up and the snip, snip, snip. And his snips literally just snipped like the whole bottom pad. Like they just, and it like bloop, like bananaed off whole thing. And he didn't even notice until like their scalp started to show, like there was blood driplets on their head. Oh my god. How do you even play that off? He said he literally casually went. He was like, oh, I gotta go grab something, and went and bandaged the fuck out of his finger and came back and like made up some excuse to wash her hair again or something. It was crazy. Jesus fucking Christ. Like those scissors have to be so goddamn sharp. No shit. I do. I think it's because I like, who was, Conan was saying they do cross stitch. I do embroidery. And embroidery, you're blind sewing. You've got your hand underneath and you're going down, up and down and up and down. I mean, it's not necessarily like I'm going through my finger, but I go through the tips of my fingers. And because they're so calloused from doing this for so many fucking years, I just rip through it. I don't care anymore. Like if I feel it happen and I'm like pulling the thread, I'm like, ah, shit. I just kind of like, know what I'm saying? We all sewed our hands up as kids, right? No? Okay. Quick break. Addicted stuff. I'm excited. Yeah? Honestly, I'm a little clinically obsessed with has-been. If we had enough has-been to watch every day for the rest of time, I would. Thimbles are a thing, but they suck. I have so many different thimbles I could show you. They're all over my desk. This is the best kind I've found so far, leather thimbles. The problem is, no matter the thimble, you are essentially... do you remember fucking with condoms? Like, sure, you're effectively accomplishing the same thing, but it's just going to take twice as long because I cannot feel anything. Like, all my tactility is gone. There you go. All my tactility is gone. And it drives me crazy. I feel like I'm, like, because they're for grippy too, so it's not only for pushing needles through, but for gripping. And I feel like I'm like, oh, like, you know, you're trying to grab something with both hands, but you're using your elbows instead. That's what it feels like using a thimble. I'm just sitting here like, but with my fingers, the tactility is just fucked and I hate it. I've used latex thimbles. I've used silicone. I have the basic ass metal ones. Like they're great for pushing a needle through, but beyond that, I end up ripping them off more often than not and throwing them out. My favorite thimble I found, honestly, it's in the shower right now because it's a ring essentially. So I fall asleep with it on all the time and forget about it when I took it off in the shower. But it's the same concept as like a normal thimble with the bumpies, but it's a ring that just sits around actually that fucking bump in my knuckle, but it sits around the top of your finger and you use that part of your finger. So then you still have your tippy tips, which means you're going to stab your tippy tips all the time. Honestly, though, I'd rather stab the tips of my fingers than it take 9 hours to do anything because I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Just makes it's just like inconvenient. I work quickly. There's a type the leather workers use. That's this. There's a name for it. It's essentially a leather sheath, but you still lose tactility. No matter what. I mean, a latex glove is going to have me lose tactility on my finger. Anything's going to have me lose that fine feel, you know? I don't know. Honestly, in my humble opinion, allegedly, the best thimble is just coating the tip of your finger in super glue a couple times. I wouldn't. Don't do that. But, like, if you know how to get it off, it works. Or duct taping your finger. I've done that. Like, just a strip of duct tape on the tip. It's just a matter of, like, keeping a lot of your finger exposed. But I think it depends on how you sew. Everybody has, like, a different spot on their finger that they're ripping out. Mine's actually, like, black because of all the skin that's just destroyed right there. Everybody has, like, a different spot they're trying to push a needle through. I probably don't have as much of a problem with using thimbles than I used because I used to do live work in the winter. I do extremely precise work. Oh my god, with like winter gloves on, I couldn't do it. Oh my god, I'd go crazy. A ring thimble. Do you want to see it? Oh my god, I'll take a break. I'll go grab it right now. I literally just took it off in the shower because it'll get tangled in my hair. They're cheap as fuck. And it's crazy that I'd never seen them before in my life until very recently. And they're wild. I mean, it's a cat. I almost forget to take it off half the time because it's just this little like top knuckle ring. Let's take a break real quick and I'll go grab it. I'll put on some music. We just need to run an ad again. Welcome back. The sun went away. Fuck, my nose is just so bad. I just am like on the edge of sneezing. 24/7. Fuck, it got light in here. Hello. Damn. Bitch. It got dark. The sun. I swear. It's bleaching out my gorgeous hair. Ooh, good song. Fuck yeah. Me, 7 months? No self. Oh. I have a theory. I think my brain stopped in the year 2000. What up, Mayo? How are you, my love? I think like my conscious, my sense of time just stopped. Because I still, like, if I think 30 years ago, I think the 70s. Still, I have to stop myself and be like, that was not the 70s. Jesus Christ. Yeah. I halted. I think a lot. I don't know what the fuck it was. It's not like the year 2000 was epic. We all thought it was going to be Y2K and all. I'm sure we remember that. But yeah. Oh, yeah. I have a niece who is, if she's not a senior in high school, she's almost a senior. And I remember when she was born, she was in the ICU for a really long time because she was born with her stomach on the outside of her body. And I remember going and visiting her all the time. And it doesn't feel that long ago. It's really weird. But this year, I will have been out of high school for 18 years. And that is so, like, people who got preggers my senior year of high school, they're babies. for graduating high school. Let's stop there. We're going to end that conversation. It freaks me. Yeah, okay, and if you told me you had your son in 2000, my brain would be like, "Oh, are they like 12?" No, Katie. They turned 24 this year. People born in 2000 turned 20 fucking 4. I hate it. It's very weird, and I'm sure this happens to a lot of people. Listen, the 80s were only 20 years ago. 2000s was just a couple years ago, and 2010s was yesterday. I still think we're in the 2010s. That's where I think I'm stuck a little bit. It's very wild. Kids who were born in 2001 when I graduated high school are legally able to drink, and I'm not okay with that. Yeah. Time is fleeting. I'll help you feel younger. I graduated high school in 77. That doesn't make me feel younger. Does it make you feel younger to hear about people older than you? Because I feel like my age and older, we're all the same age. I don't know. That's like my mentality. I'm like, we're all dying at the same rate at this point. And everyone younger, they're all 12. You know what I mean? Dude, C-Town, did I tell you I had a child patient say that to me? Like with a twang in their voice? Oh my God. Were you born in the 1900s? Yes! Fuck you, kid! Yeah. Wanna fight? Let's go. Bring out my corset and my absinthe. Let's fucking go! 2024 years ago, I know. I still remember Y2K really, really viscerally, which is weird. Like, I don't know if your parent, like, my mom she wasn't a doomsdayer, but she did, like, prep a little bit because the people at the hospital taught them that, people might take advantage of Y2K and try to cut electrical lines and shit like that. So we were collecting water. I just remember having so many jugs of water in our pantry. It was crazy. But then when the new year came, my family threw, like, I don't know how to explain. It's hard to explain if you've never, imagine, just clear your mind. And when I say white trash redneck party, it's probably what you got. I don't know. Dirt bikes, things being blown up out of PVC pipe that probably shouldn't have, lots of fireworks, many alcohol. Lots of screaming fights and like wives and uncles and shit just like, I never fucking loved you. Your son's not yours. It was crazy. It was I've never forgot it. That party was so insane. I saw sides of my family I didn't know existed. Oh yeah, it was actually a real deal. Like you were probably one of the few people that actually understood the real danger of Y2K. After 30, nothing. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no milestones, I feel like we're all just kind of, regardless, unless you are retired, which, ha ha ha, us being able to retire. I think we're all just kind of in the same fucking boat at this point. I've been seeing on TikTok, songs turning 40. Me too. I've been seeing the ones turning 30 and 20, and I fucking hate that. She Wants Revenge. What was that song? Oh God, what's their song called? She Wants Revenge. 20 years old this year. It's just disgusting. Cheers. We weren't in bumfuck yet, but we were in Rednecksville, Western Washington, i.e. Snohomish, Monroe area. And my family, like, we had a dirt bike track, and literally all of my uncles, like, I remember at one point, like, I have my drunkles, and then I don't know if any of y'all out there are, like, kind of redneck. I don't know if this is a redneck white trash thing, but my family would, like, adopt strays. I don't know how else to put that. It's just, like, randomly I would kind of have a new uncle once in a while, and it was just a dude who happened to get a job with my uncle, one of my actual drunkles, because they all worked construction, and they all, like, ran their own construction sites of some kind, whether it was plumbing or dirt moving or something, and this person would, like, be, kind of not have anywhere to go, and they'd be like, "You want to live with us?" So I like at one point I had an uncle named Cobwebs because he had cerebral palsy from literally a board falling off of a fucking skyscraper and hitting him in the head. There's so many like, and they were just always there. But one of them I remember at one point tried driving a snowmobile through the grass. Like this was Washington State in December. We don't have snow. It was just through grass. But I watched that. That was part of Y2K. I don't know. It was a crazy night. Lots of M80s set offs, lots of accidents, probably. That was the biggest fear of Y2K was the fact that too many bank software didn't support dates beyond 1989, so they would lose any and all records and possibly crash completely, so all the fake money we survive on would cease to exist. I mean, secretly, that'd be kind of hilarious in a terrible way. Yeah, but they always had, for me, it was always, I mean, I guess in my, like, even my drunkles all have nicknames like Jimbo, Bobby, Timmy, you know, everybody has got a Jeffro, a name like that. They always had a name like that. It was always some sort of nickname that had an O or something on it, you know. Steve-O, there was a Steve-O, I'm not kidding you. One of them was Steve-O. Before Jackass, we had a Steve-O. Like, there was a lot. It was just always a kind of a, Cobwebs was one that stuck out. He was very special. I mean, I haven't seen any of my family since I graduated high school. These are all stories pre that, but they were hilarious pre that. I can't even imagine what I have today. The fact that people think that the Y2K stuff was BS to show how good a job techies did fixing that shit ahead of time, so it became everyone's problem. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I think my mom was more on top of it because she worked in a hospital, and I'm sure that dates shit would have fucked software in hospitals just as hard in terms of like patient information. Because I mean, just coming from my standpoint, I was a child in Y2K, but during the new year, if you work New Year's Eve to New Year's Day, we would always sit on our computers in an anxious state because there was always a chance that all of our charting from the past 6 hours would get deleted because of the year flip over. It was really weird. It only happened once, I think, ever. We would just paper chart all night just in case. But it was weird. We got another fun computer time issue in 2038. Thankfully, ooh. Yeah, I hope nope, I'll be here. I'll be here, queer, and fucking 40-something. Rich or Dick, we had both. Yep. We had both. He became an advisor at a lot of companies and shit. Oh, really? Shark tooth or a pepper necklace? Oh, man. Like, all of my drunkles and all of the adopted drunkles, they had, like, the very exact same quintessential, like, mullet. And I'm not saying, like, business in the front, party in the back. It was just the average haircut, but just like that much too long. Right, only right here. All of them had the exact same hair. My dad still has this haircut to this day. It's the not stereotype. It's not the costume mullet that they put on every like it's 80s night party because who the fuck actually had those seriously? It's the real one that everyone had where it's like curly hair cut perfectly so it goes down flat in the back and it's just like a little too long. They all had that. And like, you know, their jeans were they were construction workers. They were all construction workers. Picture construction workers. Jeans falling off, ass crack out, probably like I say holes in their shirt, but not like as in they were that destitute that they just had wholly homeless clothes. Like I don't mean that. I mean like they were all welders. And when you weld, that shit spits back on you and burns little holes in your clothes all day. So their clothes always looked really cool to me. Like it looked like little starbursts of holes everywhere from welding. It's an on-purpose mullet, not a joke mullet. Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Even as bad as most hospitals, computers were banks were even farther behind because they were so, oh, that's true. Hospitals, I mean, there's a hospital I worked at only 10 years ago that still did paper charting. That's true. That's true. Dude, you want to know what's gross, Kendo? My generation's the puka shell necklaces. Like my drunkles were the square glasses with the overtly heavy wire frame. You know the ones? But like all my brothers and all my cousins, absolutely. They wore what we now refer to as wife pleasers, those white tank tops you get in like a 10-pack out of a Hanes thing, plastic baggie, because we don't like the other term, and I've been trying to find a term for it forever, and someone threw it out the other day, and I love it. It would be like the wife pleaser. You know what I'm saying? Puka shell necklace, like jeans that did not fit, that would sag below your butt cheeks, but you'd have like boxers on or something that would be above your butt cheeks. And then K-Swiss that looked brand new every day because every day you went home and you had that white polish and you fucking white polished them. Source, all my brothers. That's me. I hate it. That's like my era is the Puka. I think I still have some Puka shells. Let's not talk about it. I know I still have my steel ball necklace. I found it a couple times. It's out there. But the sleeveless undershirts, those, it was like a uniform almost. And those undershirts were so long. I mean, I don't know what the fuck was with those. They were so long that they would cover up the ass that was revealed by the pants that were too big for you. It was just, and I lived through it and I never understood the pants part. Like, I own up to it because I'm genuinely asking, was it comfortable? Because if you're asking on the flip side, are low-rise jeans comfortable for 99% of women? No. For me, yes, but I'm too tall and they're the only thing built for me. But most people, like, you literally can't breathe without your ass crack hanging out. You know what I'm saying? A shirts. Is that actually a name for them? A shirts? Dude, McTaggart, one of my brothers was so vain about that shit. I'm not kidding when I would say he would come home and I would watch him sit there with that, the bottle of like white shoe polish with the sponge on it, and he would like re-polish them and put them on and I was he would also spend like an hour in the bathroom every day gelling his hair into a perfect bleach blonde helmet. Crazy, the vanity. I mean, we all go through it, right? Like everybody has their vanity moment, but man, the dedication was off the charts. And see, Beatree, I can't wear high rise. Like they do not fit on my body. It sucks. Clothes aren't made for humans. I miss low rise jeans so much, but when I hear about the misery everyone else went through in them, I I don't I don't want them to come back. Like like for some reason it's like with fashion especially, even though there's fast fashion out there, we can't just have two looks at the same time. Like it's either all mom jeans with a zipper longer than my dick, or it's all low rise jeans that barely cover our assholes. There's different bodies in all generations. Can we just get a fucking variety? Fuck. Yeah, most people hate low rise. I haven't worn jeans since low rise went out of fashion. I don't own a pair of denim jeans because I can't and I think I'm not sure if it's short and tall. I think it's the composition. This is just theory, but I'm all legs, really tiny torso. So if I wear high rise jeans that would be high rise like in a cute way on anybody else, they go to my nipples. It's not a flatterer. Not a flattering look. You know what I'm saying? Whereas high-rise jeans hit me right in that perfect hip spot because I got no torso, I'm all legs. It's just, I think it's body composition. Whereas I think if you're the opposite, you probably love like if you've got a long, beautiful waist, high-rise looks gorgeous on you, and it's probably like elongating and makes your hips look tucked in and sweet as fuck. I mean, it's the original shapewear, right? That being said, and this is just me, but I can't help it. If the zipper of your pants is like this, my brain thinks that's how long all your pieces are on the inside. You get what I'm saying? Like up until probably middle schoolish, I thought that's how high my mom's vagina ripped open giving birth. And I just thought ladies were cracked in half at a certain point. So there's that. Cheers. High waist, low nipple jeans, no shit. They look comical. My butt's too big for mom or low-rise jeans. Well, denim's not made for anybody with a curve, right? That's another reason I avoid denim. Honestly, I live in leggings or shorts because denim, I mean, it doesn't matter if it's high rise or not. If you bend over, either you're gonna have a gap like this or ass crack, right? It doesn't matter. If you have any, it's not gonna go. Denim don't stretch. And if it stretches, it's low quality and it shreds between your thighs from the chub rub. Don't look at me like that. You know it happens. We've all had that spider web of material holding on for dear God's life right here. Yeah, I know. I've been there. Right. Well, here's the thing. I've known a lot of people who have become mothers, and thank God they don't split open to their chest. They just choose to wear pants to there. That's me too, Connor. You're probably like me in that they just go too high. So if I wear pants that are deemed like marketed high rise, they sit. I'm not kidding you. They sit right here. And I'm 6 feet tall. Seriously, but they sit right there, and right there is actually a nerve pressure point you can push to make yourself puke. So like, if anything is just constricting me right here, I just like low grade feel nauseous forever. And it's just, I mean, they're supposed to hit you. This is my waist, but they go up here because it's just I don't have that much torso. I got a 6 foot torso, but I don't have that lot. Well, I actually don't. My torso is literally the exact same size as Vissy's, and she's 5'1", so maybe I do have a very small torso. I don't know. Molly, I run into the same problem. Seriously, jeans either drag and rip or are too short. I've never, I don't live that lifestyle of I haven't bought clothes in 20 years, let's be real. Other than this, I got this because I had to. But seriously, what is it? Tailoring? I can't afford new clothes, let alone paying someone to edit said new clothes. I don't live that lifestyle. What a wonderful life that would be. I live the chub rub. I'm not kidding you. I used to have to climb those steel ladders at Lowe's, the rolling huge ladders to go get gallons of paint, and I would literally look to make sure no one was around before I climbed those ladders because you could borderline see my religion downstairs. You know what I'm saying? The sheer sad threads holding things together because just the heat of my thighs rubbing together would dissolve the fake stretchy denim. It sucks. Real denim doesn't do that. It's your birthday? Reasonable! Happy birthday, happy birthday! This is your day to have a lot of fun. Ooh, February 1st, nice birthday. We're waiting for the celebrating. This is your day. So happy birthday to you. Ooh. I didn't drop a nut. Fuck yes. Happy birthday, dude. I hope you eat something delicious. Exactly, Music Man. I feel like there's no piece of denim I've ever worn in my life where I don't feel like there's some position where blood is being cut off. Isn't being cut off. And I like to be able to move. I'm a costume construction major and fuck the fashion industry stupid standards. Thank you. I've felt that way my whole life. Literally, I didn't learn how to sew as a 15-year-old because I wanted to, as a fun, cool hobby that would get me as a man's. I did it because literally I couldn't find any clothes that fit my body. And so my mom was like, fuck it, let's go get some patterns and learn ourselves. And I did. I had to. I couldn't find a cute dress that, wasn't a ball gown length that didn't show my butt cheeks. It was impossible. So I just made my own. And so I've always felt I love to watch, and I'm sure you watch a lot of the same people if you're into YouTube and you're into costume design and stuff, and you sew. But there's so many good people on YouTube who work in the costume or in the textile industry who talk about the history of it and shit, and it's fucking fascinating. And how, the industry's fucking standards literally took pockets away from women in almost under 100 years. Because it ruins the silhouette of our body! We used to get fucking pockets, I shit you not, that could hold a loaf of bread. But no. Not anymore. Give me a pocket! Infuriating. You can wear literally anything that fits and is comfortable to your body. Fuck what anyone says. If you feel good, fucking wear it. I agree hard. In all fairness, I'm in costume theater, and not in the fashion industry, but the ethics and comfortability of the person wearing clothing in my business so much. So I wrote a thesis about it. I couldn't agree harder. I think being like, there's something to be said about your mental state. If you're wearing clothes you can't move in and you want to move, and you're wearing them just because that's an industry standard or that's what you're supposed to wear, that's your gendered blah blah blah. If a kilt is comfortable, you wear a fucking kilt. If a skirt is comfortable, wear a goddamn skirt. Like, wear what makes you feel the most natural and like yourself. I firmly, absolutely agree with that. Like, I've never ever felt fat. I mean, if you tried shopping, I haven't shopped in the last like literal 15 years, but I remember going to the mall with my mom even back when I was in college and stuff, and I never liked anything. Everything was hideous. Hideous and felt cheaply made and just felt gross and was stupid expensive. I never understood fashion trends, and it's because they're not real. Like, especially by the time I was in school and shit, it's not like fashion was actually seasons, like real seasons. It was like 92 seasons a year. It's just a way to push fast fashion. Like, my generation, unfortunately, I think was like birth of fast fashion, sadly. I love like costume design I follow a lot of people who talk about like the historical construction of corsets, and then they'll go into it and actually make one like historically correct corset with true boning and everything. Then they'll have a true corset or actually fitted on them. That kind of shit is so hot. Oh my god. I love learning about that stuff. It's so fascinating because we all grow up learning like misnomers about that stuff or whatever. You know, what's rumors, I guess, like corsets kill people. No, but a lot of people did die because of corsets. Like, it's everything in moderation, right? Like, most people did not wear fully boned corsets that were like cutting off the constriction to your body and denting you in. Like, the original tiny waisted drawing is what drove this like population of people similar to today with fillers, very similar to today with the overuse. There's a lot of y'all out there, I'm sure, who have Botox or some sort of filler or some sort of something in your head or face for migraines, maybe, or maybe because you have a wrinkle on your forehead you're sad about, or for your chin. You can do a little bit of everything and be totally fine, and no one even knows. And it makes you feel better about yourself. But no matter what, people don't change. We're stupid all the time. Everybody takes that extra step. So some people looked at a drawing of this person who literally looked like a wasp, like an impossibly tiny waist, and they were like, I can do it. And so we have found remnants of human beings where their liver literally had indentations of their ribs because their corset pushed all their shit in so tight. But like, you can't find one body with that and be like, oh, corsets killed people. It's just so ignorant. Like, how would we still have people today if corsets killed all the people? You know? But like Botox, like lots of people get fillers and stuff to make themselves feel better or to get things. I know Botox is used for migraines in people's neck, and you have no idea. But then there's some people who suddenly their face looks like a fucking moon, and they're like, I'm just so fucking sad. Oh man, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to cry on air. Shit. And you're like, bitch, there ain't what? I don't think your tear ducts work anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, it gets overboard really quickly in every like with every fashion trend. There's that. User error, 100%. People ruin everything. Even today with like modern day corsets, I wouldn't tell you to go wear one unless you got professionally fitted because you can actually harm yourself. The problem is that in order to manufacture clothing at an affordable rate like that, you'd have to have some sort of big company pick up your design of pockets and they would destroy them. They would delete them. Because clothes, it's so expensive. My favorite fact that seems to surprise people is that boning for corsets is actually called so because they used whale bones for the structuring. I know. Didn't they use the baleen teeth as well? Which I guess are technically bones. I know. The boning was real whale bones, like actual bones, and their baleen teeth is a big quote there. Go look up baleen on your own time. That's some fucked shit, man. It's wild. But they use that in the construction. Yeah. It wasn't steel rods. Like, that's where people got into trouble because those don't move and morph with the body. They're not a natural organic structure, et cetera, et cetera. You squeeze yourself, you end up with dents on your liver, blah, blah, blah. But everybody goes too far with everything. Same with like, I mean, think about it. Like, I guess my generation wasn't fillers so much as fake tanning. And one of my sisters was obsessed with fake baking. Let me fucking tell you. I don't know if she fake bakes anymore, but by the time we were in high school, she already had I don't like to call them liver spots. I don't know another word for it. But you know how everybody inevitably, like sun damage, we get spots? She had them when she was 17. Brown spots. Everybody goes overboard. Like, there's always somebody. They're like age spots, right? It's just it's just like deterioration of the melanin in the skin and stuff. I think everybody gets them inevitably on your hands. It's inevitable. Don't feel bad about it. It happens, I think. It's literally just like a product of age. But unlike my sister and I, who are like, outdoors is yucky. Sarah, my little sister's super pale, so she super shouldn't go out in it. But both of us are such shut-ins that both of us, like, we still have pretty dank skin. The liver. The spots were already there. I think she spray tans at this point, but she lives in Texas, so I don't know. It's a lot of tan. It's a lot. But I feel like no matter what, I mean, I don't know. What was the 80s? Hair. I think people did so much backcombing and so much Aquanet to their hair, it literally would snap off. And so, like, it would look like the cute curls, but at a certain point, your hair was literally broken, like here. That was a really bad time. Like, the blow drying with the Aquanet and then the back combing to make it look big. It would snap the fuck out of your hair. Tight ponytails, that was a really bad one. People that, I mean, I literally pull mine out in the morning so this doesn't happen. But I'm sure Mr. Fox or Mike could explain this better. But you can actually get, I think it's called tension alopecia. But basically, like ballerinas and shit that wear their hair too tight constantly, these hairs will start to snap off, break, and then stop growing, and your hairline will actually start to recede in your head. Everything can be taken too far, you know? Moderation. Moderation is the key. Perms, perms and bleach. Oh my god, the lemon shit that we used to spray. I mean, that went through the 90s hard. I mean, I think it's still around, but that shit we would sun in. Hey, do you want your hair to look like vomit, kids? Aye, aye, Captain. I can't hear you. Oh my god, sun in, dude. That was a bad time. That shit it was like putting a mirror on your hair. I don't even know. It was so bad. The inhalation, I mean, I was gonna say that, but I think it's still a thing. I mean, aerosol is still pretty big, right? Obviously, I really don't do much with my hair. I use like oils and stuff to make it soft. But other than that, I don't use any of this. But I think aerosols are still pretty big, and aerosol's not good, right? Aerosol's like destroying the ozone, let alone putting things in the air we're just inhaling. Hair, I've learned about this very recently because I follow a really cool chemist that works for the FDA on YouTube. But she's actually moving to get a bill passed to eliminate to make it so you're not allowed to use formaldehyde in hair relaxing products anymore. Because for a very, very long time, where it was like, if you were a person of color, you best straighten your hair, otherwise you look too urban and you're never going to get a job. Source, this literally happened to Vissy like less than 10 years ago. Jesus fucking Christ. It was super common to just relax your hair. It was like, it wasn't even an option to keep your hair natural and curly. You just relax your hair. And the problem is, this relaxer, the moment heat is applied, the formaldehyde becomes airborne and you inhale it. And it's literally a hardcore carcinogen. And I think that's probably led to a lot of issues. That's something they're still trying to get out of products. I mean, there's a lot of products out there, like nail polish, for instance, has formaldehyde in it. However, you're not heating nail polish, therefore it's not becoming airborne. And once it hardens, it's not active anymore, so you're okay. Whereas when it's a fluid on your hair and you're heating it the fuck up, you know what I'm saying? It's fucking horribly dangerous. Perm smell is so bad. Oh my god, it smells like death. I tried lemon juice, it never worked, but sun in worked in the worst way. Worst way. Oh god, no. That rat tail was never a good idea. I never understood that. I think the tight ponytail, I think honestly you just have to get used to it. I could never do it. It drives my head crazy. That or your hair just can't be that thick. Because if I do it too tight, it's so heavy, it feels like it's like pulling my face off. Like, I can, like, feel the weight of it if it's not loose, you know? Like, I pull all this shit out so it's mess. I do this on purpose. It looks like shit, but it feels so much better to my skull. It's gotta be just the weight of their hair or something. I don't know. I haven't seen Poor Things yet. Is that the one with Emma Stone? Because I literally just heard about it. I just saw an interview of her talking about it, and I had been seeing clips of it. If this is the same one, I've been seeing clips of it on, like, Instagram for weeks, and the clips put out there are so fucking weird. Like, if I hadn't watched this interview, I would have no interest in it because I was like, what is this art house shit? But now I want to see it. Nope, I just watched an interview about it. Yeah. I have this video up. Do you guys want to see this cool music video and then some cool stuff? Wait, other people don't eat nail polish? Okay, real talk though. Honestly, I think I've probably in my lifetime eaten a lot of nail polish because as a nervous person, I would like pick my nails. I gel nail polish this shit myself now, so I can't pick it anymore. But I would quite literally paint my nails every single night, and by the end of the next day, I would have picked it all off. There'd be like a circle of nail polish around me at my desk. It was disgusting. Nervous. But like, oh god, I probably ate a lot of. I don't want to. I don't want to think about it, but maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Oh god. No. No, 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 no. What smells like cat piss? Cat piss? What smells like cat piss? You mean the perm smell? Man, I haven't smelt it in so long. I don't remember if it was pissy. But the only perm I've ever been exposed to was my Nana getting the quintessential curlers perm, and that might be different. I don't know if that shit. I remember it would like burn my eyes if I tried to hug my Nana when she had it in. You know, when they like roll the cotton in the curlers? She would like, she was the get your hair done weekly generation, you know? So we'd go and just sit with her while she got it done. Don't remember it smelling, but it might be different because they get it done so fucking often, you know? Hmm. Pineapple Express smells like cat piss. I agree. I had another strain that smelled like cat piss, and to this day, I can't remember which one it was. But fuck me, dude. It was so bad. It was so bad that Zach actually paused his stream to take a break to see if one of the dogs had wild diarrhea because it smelled so bad. Like, all I did was open it, and he smelled it. I hadn't even burned it yet. Yep, that smell. The perm smell, right? So, why can't I, like, recollect that? Maybe the curler perm was different. Really? See, and it looks, I mean, it's got, what, Emma Stone and Willem Dafoe. I have no idea who else is in it, but that right there is enough to get me to watch most things. But the scene I saw of her was her with, like, these impossibly long, very icky looking, like, extensions, like, spinning in a dress in a hall, and I was like, "Oh, fucking art house." Like, I respect it, but, man, I watched Mama with, not the horror movie that came out recently, but the one with Jennifer, forgot her last name. I couldn't. Like, that was my last try. I think I've maybe moved beyond, or my head's gotten too dumb for art house. I just can't. I don't get it anymore. But then I watched an interview and she talked about her character and they played a totally different scene of like her character actually conversing. And I was like, oh, fuck, dude. This seems like one of those movies that's going to be like a mind bender. Like, I'm totally into this. The clips they're showing are so weird. I will. I want to see. I like weird, but there's a level of weird that it's just like, I feel like you're being weird for weird's sake. And I know I say that too often, but there's natural quirky, right? There's fun. And then there's, you're just trying to be as weird as possible right now. Like, you can kind of feel it. There's a limit. There's like a natural limit, I think. And it's not the same for everything. It's not the same for everybody, but you can feel it when it's just like a little try-hardy. And that one, I was like, man, you're really digging deep on this right now. And I watched it twice because I really wanted to get it. And I was like, man, you're digging. This is a dig. This is a far reach, you know? Yeah, there's some weirds that it's like, I don't think they want us to get them. Like, I've told you guys this before, but one of my best friends in college, she was taking a dance class just as like one of her general required education classes that I bitch about a lot because we had to pay like thousands of dollars for general required classes, like modern dance. She really enjoyed it, but part of the class was you had to go out and go like on your own accord, go see some dance performances, like 3 performances in a quarter or something like that. So of course we went to like the smallest, cheapest, freest little art theater we could possibly find in Bellingham, which was our college town. And it was modern. We had to see modern dance. And I mean, I have a big ol' appreciation for modern dance, actually. There's a lot of really cool modern dance out there. This was exactly what we're talking about. Weird for weird sake of modern dance. Like, do you guys remember that really weird viral video that, God, years now, but everybody like had crutches attached to their arms and their legs, and they just ran around like slamming these like arms and stuff on metal objects and like going, oh, oh, and that was it. It was that level, but it was like 3 different people who were in men's, like, you know, whitey tighties only. And they had clouds around their neck and baseball gloves. And they would just like, it would start out like slam poetry. Like they'd be playing catch with a cloud around their neck and nothing but whitey tighties on. And one person would be like, I used to play catch with dad every day. And then the thing would go dark and then it would be they never finished the story. It was just, they ended up like playing baseball with each other's nuts or something. It was just, there was a lot. It was so, there, I really tried. And I was like a young, pretentious, I'm in college and I'm really smart and I totally get this kind of person. I still didn't get it. And I openly was like, I don't fucking get it. You know, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When you're just like around academics all the time, you kind of think you're smarter than everybody else. Like, it was just. So, I would rather watch Harlem Shake for the rest of my fucking life on repeat than ever watch that, whatever the fuck we paid to watch, ever again. Ever. At least Harlem Shake was kind of funny. The pole dong, you know the one we're talking about. I know, don't say anything, I'll watch it. What is it called? I'm gonna write it down just so I remember. Because I just keep getting clips of it. The exact same weird clip of her spinning, but what is the name of it again? Because I'll watch it. I want to. Willem Dafoe, shut the fuck up. Emma Stone, you poor things, thank you. I keep wanting to say poor little things, and I think that's something else. I don't want to fuck it up. Put it in the skin box. Exactly. There's weird to concerning to no, and then there's like I'm not trying to say like weird is cool and like I'm not trying to like gatekeep, but it almost seems like there's a type of person that thinks it's really cool to be weird, so they go out to be as absurd as possible for absurdity's sake, not necessarily because that makes them feel good. Does that make sense? It's, you know, like if it makes you feel like your true individual self to wear a cape every day, fuck yeah. But if you're just doing it to be annoying and slap people with a cape all day, I don't like it. And I feel like there's a difference, you know? Highbrow to be highbrow. Yeah. I don't like I've seen a lot of people that look damn fucking fine in a fedora. And then I've seen a lot of people that wear it very facetiously and they never stop touching it and they actually tip it in front of their eyes and they talk to you like this and you're like, Jesus fucking Christ. Are you gonna start tap dancing? What's happening? You know? I own my weirdness too. Like, I think the difference is that I don't look at what I do as weird. I only know it's weird because other people have told me it is. Like having blue hair, tattoos, having a lot of spiders. To me, it's just something I really want to do and that I enjoy. And I think that's the difference. You know? Like to these other people, like they just enjoy and feel good in what they're doing. They don't think of it as weird. They only know it's weird because someone else said it. You know? I might break out into tap, but that's because I'm nervous. Dude, I'm here for it, honestly. Tap dancing does not look easy. Poor things. I mean, I can't even... I had friends who did Irish dance. Their calves could crack skulls. It was insane. That was in high school. See, I have to have enormous beanies, otherwise they just slip off my head like a too tight condom because of my hair. It's too thick. Where's my lighter? I want a 420. Let's not talk about it. Cheers. A show called Has Been Hotel that was just very recently, as of 2 weeks ago, released on Amazon Prime. After being in production via crowdfunding for like 6-ish years. It's really fucking cool. We've been following the news on it and kind of the music videos they've been releasing and shit like that for so many years at this point. I can't even remember when it started, but it was finally released. And the new episodes, I believe, are dropped on tonight, right? On tonight, Wednesdays or Thursdays. However, just because I stream early in the morning, I stream like daytime times. I'm redundant. And the vast majority of our community is like work lurkers. We decided to move our watch parties to Saturday. So on Saturday, we are watching the next 2 episodes that pops. So if you guys want to go binge it, the episodes are only like 25 minutes apiece. If you guys want to go catch up, everything that is released, we have watched, unless the last 2 episodes are released. We've watched 6. And we'll be watching the last 2 of Saturday. I almost said tomorrow. I don't know why I keep thinking it's Friday. It is not. I just got violently high off that hit after listening to that song. The combination right now. No one loser is the loser song and Poison, honestly. Like Poison is so good, and the voice cracking and changing at the end breaks my fucking heart every goddamn time. It's like inevitably makes me just like, oh man, this is such a good song, but oh, know what I'm saying? The post credits video with his piggy. What is the piggy's name? We learned about it. Oh, yes. I've been obsessed with that piggy for many, many years. The one where he cuddles up in bed. Oh, yes. I can't remember his name. No. Fat Nuggets. Oh, my God. Thank you. Thank you. My brain was stuck on Spider Pig. Good morning, Eliza. How are you? I just took a cheers and got real high. Good morning. Dude, I mean, honestly, if you've already watched him, you've done a good job. You're right. Thank God it's Friday, except it's tomorrow. Fuck. Yeah, it's a really, really good show, though. I mean, it's so unique. It's just, I don't know what else to say. It's so unique. It's so fucking funny, but also heart-wrenching. I can honestly say, correct me if I'm wrong, I think I cried the last 2 episodes, if not the last 3. Like, they have a really, really good balance of make you laugh, and then, oh, deep cut. Oh, and there's Nifty being adorable again. Oh my God, ha 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 ha. Nifty and cut your ball. Oh, Nifty's being cute again. You know, it's a roller coaster. They do a good job. I was whipping. It's good though. It's about the Princess of Hell trying to reform some hell people so they can go to heaven. I don't want to spoil anything. It's good. Oh my God, I know. Me and my wilting. I get too excited. Spider Pig is the hero we deserve, dude. Spider Pig was precious. That little piggy. Hold on. Let me Here's the little piggy scene. For those that love adorable things that don't have any right to be as cute as they are. Ah. It reminds me of Millie. On that note, if you type exclamation point has been in the chat, it'll pull up a link to the merch store for the lovely creator. And there's a lot of merch with that little piggy on it. I highly suggest supporting the creator. Yep. It comes out. So that means it comes out Thursday nights then ish. We're watching them on Saturdays, so then people that work the week struggle can actually chill and don't have to worry about like frolicking off to a meeting. So, the last 2 weeks, because they've been releasing, it was confusing. The first week they released 4 episodes, and then they released 2, and then this week I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, they're releasing 2 more episodes. The last 2, we watched all the last 6 last weekend. And what we were doing is I was basically cutting off all activity at 2 hours to closing time for me to give us plenty of time. Even though the episodes are only 25 minutes apart, you know me. You know me. I'm gonna pause that shit. I'm gonna talk about shit. I don't like to talk over the content. I'm not a talk over the movie person. Ugh. Also, honestly, I think most people no one's really complained because there's so much shit in the show that if you don't pause it and rewind and look again, you'll miss it. Like little background things, you know what I mean? Like little things that are there for a second. And if you don't pause them, they're just poof, fucking gone. So I go back to look at that shit because, I mean, there's so much to look at. Oftentimes I miss that shit. So it takes more time. So, but what I was thinking is because the last 2 episodes are, thank you, Nigel. The last 2 episodes are released this tonight. That last hit made me high. I'm so sorry. They're released tonight. What I was thinking is maybe Saturday we could just literally do the whole series all day because it's only 8 episodes and they're 25 minutes apiece. I mean, we could try. I think we could do it if we started on time. I want to do it. It's so good. I mean, the characters are so good. All of them. Exactly. I think we'd have plenty of time. We could do should we do Has Been first or do Hell of a first? We could do Hell of a tomorrow, Hell of a Boss. We could do a Faded Friday, do Hell of a Boss, and that would be a fun, like, precursor, because they're made by the same creator. Spoiler alert. Alka fucking me, how are you, my love? I'm dry. Thank you for subbing the class, keeping the class alive, and giving any swings for literally forever. That's what I'm saying. We still have like 6 to 8 episodes, so I was thinking it'd be better if we did those tomorrow, right? As opposed to if we tried to squeeze all that in on Saturday, I just don't know if we would get them all done. And I don't want to rush because I really like the content. It's so good. Music Man, it's so fucking good, dude. I'm pretty positive for those that haven't watched it, you'll be happy to rewatch the whole thing. And for those that have watched it, are you mad to rewatch it? Like, why are you even here? The newest advanced GG partner. Oh my god, do y'all want to know my favorite flavor of GG? I think it's guacamole 9000. I'm bad at names, but it's so weird, but it tastes so fucking good. Use code alchemy for a discount, one step closer to the exclusive alchemy flavor mix. Be like me. Use alchemy's code for GG.
I'm so impressed with that rhyme right now. Are you fucking with me right now? Did you just see that? That was on the fucking fly. Suck my dick.
Wow! I just got awkward, but that was great. I watched it. It's really good. Honestly, for being an Englishman, self-professed, bad with spice, he holds his shit together better than most guests on that show. Like, he's not faking it. He obviously says, like, oh, this is disgusting and hurts my mouth. But he's calm as fuck. He's just sweaty. It's wild. Watch it. I was shocked. Seriously, like, most people that are self-professed not good at spice hold their stuff together so much better than people who are like, I fucking love me some spice. You know? DJ Khaled, pussy. So, Molly, basically, it's every day but Monday and Tuesday. I try to be live by 9 a.m. What am I, Mountain Time? There used to be a schedule app below the channel, and I might have gotten rid of it or did something. I might have broke it. I'll try to put it back up. But it's generally within the hour of that, depending on if my dogs try to destroy my life or not. Or if my nose runs uncontrollably like today. That was so weird and gross. That doesn't happen all the time. My brain today there's something here. I could feel it. It's like itching in my face. But the amount of I was the meme. It was so gross. But yeah, within an hour of 9 a.m. Mountain Time, 10 a.m. Central. I try. Like that's my I don't try. That's usually I'm live within there. Every day. Tuesdays I'm just an hour late on purpose because I have therapy in the morn. Which honestly I've really grown to love. I used to have therapy dead middle of the day, so I couldn't do anything. It was just like be anxious all day for an appointment and then afterwards cry about therapy. It's so much nicer to have it in the morning and then come and just look at cute shit with you guys and listen to good music and like cleanse my brain. Seriously, it sucks getting up early, my man. It's so much nicer. But Monday's the only day I take off on purpose. Honestly, I think it should be, and I don't think many people would argue that it should be like a national thing. If you have cramps that make it unsafe to drive, you shouldn't be penalized for not going to work. Scientists literally recently proved, tested over and over, and came to the conclusion that the average menstrual cramps are as painful as a heart attack. Do you feel safe in traffic driving next to someone in the midst of a heart attack? Because I'd guarantee there's a good percentage of ladies around you or uterus owners who are going through the same level of pain driving around you every day. Because, like, we get written up and lose our jobs if we don't. It's fucked. Think about, do you want a surgeon on a non-hormone-y day, or do you want a surgeon with some nasty cramps? Because you won't know. Because they have to come to work. No matter what. It gets really weird when you think about it. What up, party people? How are you, Kills? We're about to watch. You know the Addicted song from Has Been? So, we were given a wonderful video that is. We just watched the music video again just to give people background. But this is like I believe like about the animation of Angel's Dance, right? Like it's basically like cool background stuff about a show we're just kind of obsessed with right now. I think Italy did the same, and Scotland, I believe, is the first place to make feminine hygiene products free. Which, are you fucking kidding me? What else are we supposed to do? Sit on a bale of hay for a week and hope for the best? The fuck, universe. But seriously, like, honestly, I'll pay for pads for the rest of the world. We have such a problem with people who are housing impaired. We have such a problem with like stigma against addiction. Like, there are so many things out there that are an issue. Like, I'll free bleed. Fuck it. Like, let's get some people some houses. Fuck. Imagine how much easier it would be to sober up, if you so wish, with a house you can go to every night that has a lock and a key that is yours, a safe place. Oh my god. Mind fucking blown. Don't get me started. Cheers. Dear Elmo, I'm not doing well.
Did you take your joy today? Never forget to take your joy, and I guarantee your day will go as smooth as velvet.
I gotta grind up weed. Fuck a duck. Right, Viata, I know. I have no words. Weak my dick. Newark holds first lottery to pick resident who can buy houses for $1. Oh my god, they're doing that's something? No shit. So this is one of the comments. Only 25% of Newark residents are homeowners. The average Newark home is valued at $428,985. Like, I'm so sorry, I would not pay that to live in Newark. What? But $1 homes will require work, but the city is collaborating with NACA to provide the buyers with that money. That's amazing. Dude, good on them. That made me nip a little. Like, I got a little emotional. Fucking Christ. Good setting an example, Newark. That's sick. That's awesome. I mean, I think I've told you guys about this. I saw a YouTube video years ago, but they can use giant 3D printers to print a very livable home in under 6 hours. The fact that we're not, and they're like insulated. I mean, they're a real home. It's not like we're building people a fucking plastic igloo. It's real homes. The fact that we can't do this is just wild. Wild to me. Fucking wild. Dude, fuck yeah. That's the kind of good news we need, Glut. Honestly, I will never, ever, ever, ever complain about someone wanting to share good news articles like that. Like, parts of the world actually doing things actually for humans, not just for personal gain or, you know what I mean. It's so nice to see people just doing something that's right. It's a step, you know? Like, I know you guys know this, and if you live, I mean, anywhere, really. I was going to say, on the East Coast, I noticed it the most, but I think that's just because I lived in more of a city environment. But like, how do I say this? We have a problem with housing people. We don't have a homeless problem. We have a problem housing citizens of America. For some reason, Americans with their not in my backyard bullshit believe that if you are of any like maybe you are an alcoholic, you have a drug addiction, you're a sex worker, etc., you don't deserve to have a home. I don't know the mentality. It's so fucked up. It's so weird to me. I can't wrap my head around it, and that's probably a good thing. And the fact that not only do we have a problem with housing Americans, we have a problem with an excess of empty homes in America that no one can afford. So not only are we just letting people live on the streets, we're letting houses rot empty. You know what I'm getting at here? It's fucking disgusting. And that is not my area of expertise, and I see it. I don't think it takes an economist or whatever to see, like, hello? Hello. What the fuck is going on? It's similar to the concept of, restaurants and grocery stores throwing food out at the end of the day instead of giving it to a homeless shelter or giving it to a food bank because profit or what the fuck ever. I don't even know what their excuse is these days. But it's similar to that. You just look at that like, what? How do you sleep at night, you piece of fucking flaming shit? Because I don't sleep well, and I don't got none of that on my conscience, for fuck's sake. Earning a living is fucked when you think about it. It's not real. It's disgusting. Yeah, it's not. It is super fucked. I think trouble is not a huge problem I've heard that literally like mega like money moguls from like China will buy up property on the West Coast and then sell it for a bundle or hold on to it until it's worth more. So that's happening a lot in BC, I think, because they have entire neighborhoods that are just deserted, but they're owned. And it's because no one can afford what these people want to charge for it, so they just let it go decrepit because that's cheap. That's cheaper for them to eat it, I guess. It's really fucked up. Exactly. The whole buildings in downtown Seattle are empty because no one wants to pay $5,000 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment. Yeah, I mean 1 bedroom's being really generous, but yeah, 100%. A buddy of mine went to beauty school down in Seattle, so he had to be in one of those apartments. It was terrible. It was such a joke. Yeah, and I don't say like I know I probably don't need to say this, but I'm not saying China facetiously. Like I think it is big money moguls literally from China. Like I watched an article about it. It's something. Yeah, but then they just fucking leave them empty, and that's the sad part. I don't know as a country how anyone in our political system can stand up and say we're trying to help people get homes when that's just a standing fact right now. And most of us with homes can barely afford them anyways. Oh God. Criticism. Oh, hold on. Whoa. I'm too high to read this. I'm just going to be absolutely honest with you because we're friends. That's a lot to read right now. Can I get a tweet like I'm 5? Tweet like I'm 5? Can I get a Cliff's Notes? I read the first sentence. I think a harm of online activism is that this is actually easy argument. I agree. It's similar to people being like, there's so many billionaires. Why don't they go fix Flint, Michigan's water crisis? Like, that's not realistic. We can't depend on that. There has to be we need our government to give a fuck about entire land masses in the country they so care to love about not having clean drinking water. We can't let our government lean on random ass billionaires to go fix problems, which is sad because there's a lot of places in America where there's no drinking water to this day. I know, too long didn't read. That was the term I was looking for. But I agree on a certain level. Absolutely. Nothing's easy though. The world is fucked. Exactly, Vox. I mean, seriously, like, I remember growing up as a kid, my Nana and Grandpa helped out my mom all the time. It sucks. Vancouver, BC had an even bigger problem than here in Seattle with that foreign investment. I remember that was a big problem when I was in college because it was right there on the border. Through the asshole who had something to do with it behind bars, yeah. We just helped my sister move from Laughlin to Phoenix because she had to get twice the place for 2 times less. She works from home. Yeah, and it's like, for what? That's similar to where I live. I'm not exaggerating when I say if you look at the county lines, the housing cost between whatever county is bumped up against Boulder, the moment you go into Boulder, literally the houses are like, 2 bed. They remind me of beach houses, like down on Redondo or something. That's what I'm used to, or down on like the Bay in Baltimore. Like the tiny little, maybe has 1 bedroom, maybe doesn't even have a bedroom, just has like a living room with a pull-out couch. Like that level of house will go from 450,000, which is insane still, in my opinion, to millions just because of that border, just because now you're in Boulder and people choose to live there because they can say they live in Boulder. I don't get it. It's so much money that you could spend on something cool like a vacation or a car or like sex. Tits. I don't know. Literally, so many candy. I have so many things. So many things that aren't, yeah, I mean, my house is small. Those are half the size of mine and 50 times the price. Exaggeration, but you know what I mean. It's kind of wild, and I just can't wrap my head around it. Cheers. Let's watch this cool video. Okay, so TLDR, it's not as easy as just put them in homes, but it's doable and achievable, but requires effort, and I hard agree. Yeah, I agree. I think what baffles me, not necessarily that like it's easy, it's just that they refuse to see it or even acknowledge that that's a possibility. Like, we have a lot of empty housing, we have a lot of people who are housing enabled. Maybe let's allow these people to have a roof over their head, and then maybe you can say you're proud of your country or whatever. But I can't be proud of my country when there's so many people just like living on the streets, absolutely homeless for no reason. Like the fact that businesses and cities will invest money in hardcore construction of placing spikes to prevent humans from sleeping on the sidewalks, as opposed to investing in giving them a place to sleep at night, says a lot. I think. Seattle, looking at you. Michael, I agree. And like, I know this sounds really ignorant, but I feel like if things were constructed correctly in terms of tax systems, we wouldn't even have billionaires. It would be pointless to be a billionaire, and the money would be distributed properly, so it was almost impossible to be said billionaire. And it wouldn't hurt you to not be a billionaire, though, because wouldn't need to be one because things are taken care of. Like a positive feedback loop. I don't know, though. I'm ignorant. All I know is medicine. Who am I? One of us. Dude, that was phenomenal. I love stuff like that. So correct me if I'm wrong, but she like taught herself how to dance on a stripper pole to create the choreography for the show, right? That's some impressive shit. Yeah. I mean, I'm very familiar with teaching myself a new thing just for funsies because I probably can, and like I feel that energy. I couldn't do that. There's no ceiling tall enough. I would kill myself. Um, Before we go, I just had one last thing to show you, and then I'll save everything, and we can. Tomorrow's Fated Friday, of course. Thankfully, I thought today was Friday. I thought we were gonna be fucked. So if you guys have cool music and shit, I'm gonna keep what I can. I've got the Cautious Clay, and I've got a couple others. Hopefully, I can keep them. I do have like a special folder where I keep this shit. But bring music and shit tomorrow. Tomorrow's our fun musicy day, and then probably around like 2-ish hours before the end of stream, we're gonna dive into more Hell of a Boss and warm up for a full fucking day of Has Been Hotel. Make an executive decision. Saturday cartoons, Saturday morning cartoons, but like all day. I think it's gonna be sick. I want to do it just selfishly. I really want to do it. It'll give more views too to the creator. Please check out their merch site. The merch is actually, I say actually legitimately cool because I feel like there's a lot of places out there that just make shitty ass merch just to make $1. Their merch is obviously very purposefully made and really, really cool looking. Like, if you haven't seen it yet, I don't want to talk about certain characters, but there's a tiny little backpack with tiny little chibi Alisters on it, and it's so cute. They've got some cute shit. Check it out. Exclamation point has been in the chat to support the creator, although she did get an amazing deal with Prime, so giving her views is amazing. Views are the currency of the internet, right? Go watch that shit. Hell of a Boss tomorrow. Saturday is going to be all day long Has Been Hotel. Because we've watched, tomorrow's the last two, or tonight, I guess, theoretically. Tonight is the last 2 episodes being released, but we've been watching it on Saturdays just so people that work can actually like chill and watch it if they want to. There's a lot of lurk workers. We're gonna have Has Been Saturday, Hell of a Friday. We're gonna have a Hell of a Faded Friday. Stop it. And then on Saturday, wow. If I fuck my days up, I'm sorry. Days are hard. Saturday, all day Has Been, just to because I wanna watch them all. I figure the last 2 episodes are released. Why not watch the whole series? It's only 8 episodes. They're only like 24-ish minutes apiece. And I think it's worth it. It's a good brush up. A lot of people haven't got to watch it. It's really good. I mean, it's fucking funny, dude. I bust a nut and cry. They do a good job. I haven't cried at Hell of a Boss yet, but we're only like 2 episodes into that. So there's still a huge potential that I might get weepy. I am a weepy bitch. We're coming into Pisces season here. Actually, what's today? The first. It's the first. Weird. Yeah, we're almost in Pisces season, so if you feel a little weppy, it's the time of the year. Give into it. Just let it happen. It's okay to leak from your face. It clears your sinuses. Oh my god, is Bloody... Dude, not only is Bloody live, she's alive. Yes. Yes. That's where we're gonna go. If you didn't know, one of my, again, oldest and dearest friends, one of the people who started in like my generation of streamers, like my class, I would say my graduating class, just people that started up around the same time, so we all became buddies. She's getting over, she just had COVID. I don't know how to say that, because you don't get over COVID. I'm still, this is still COVID leftovers, man, from months ago. Like, COVID is forever. She's just got over it. I mean, obviously, if she's streaming, she must be feeling okay. But that means she's in that delirious state where she might forget everything. So I'm just really happy she's alive. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm on Wednesday, hour 36. Did you take your bath and have a nom nom and watch some Has Been? So we were talking about that, Barry. I don't know if you heard me, but we're going to rewatch what we have already watched of Has Been and then watch the last 2 episodes all in one fell swoop on Saturday. So if you're free and want to hang out, sleep though. You best be sleeping, beach. Thank you guys for hanging out. I had, that video reminded me of one thing. It's very short, one moment. It involves a stripper pole. If you're still here, it's worth a tickle. Mathu, thank you so much for that follow. I appreciate you. I don't know which one it is. There's so many now. Oh, shit. Well, this could be dangerous. Here we go. I think that's, is that, I'm scanning. I don't want to accidentally show you a penis. Not that I'm opposed, but you know. Oh yeah, this is it. I didn't even have Vine. Vine was, I mean, shorter lived, I think, than TikTok. Therefore, I mean, I basically got a few Vines sent to me from people and didn't even have time to join it because I was exhausted already. I have questions. Why? Would the answers make it less, more appealing, or should we just bask in it? I think it's a clarinet. Yeah. I think he does multiple instruments, though. I mean, that's what the montage was. The montage is him. He uses like a saxophone and an oboe at one point. Yeah, the Wiggle Wiggle one was the original. I believe. I believe. I believe. All right, let's raid my girl Bloody. She's awesome. That was it. I'm glad I got to introduce you to something you were unfamiliar with. That was apparently Vine Days, which was a bit ago. But now, unfortunately, if I hear that song, all I hear in my head and see is that. Just that. Yeah. That's it. So, proceed with caution. TikTok, I've never heard anyone talk positive about it in any way, shape, or form, yet everyone imbibes in it. It feels like one of those things like kind of like Twitter where people don't have anywhere else to go, but are completely cognizant of the trash fire they are currently dancing naked in, covered in gasoline. That's how I feel on Twitter. I'm like, I just don't know where else to go at this point. So like, pour some gasoline on me, baby. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what else to do. It's there are lots of platforms that are infinitely better. However, there's not one platform where everybody is. Everybody has their favorite, and I'm not gonna post 7 times a day. I can't do it consciously. I'll fucking lose my mind. I'll lose my mind on 7 different fucking social things. Twitter's just the loudest still, unfortunately. You know? Which sucks. All social media sucks. It's necessary, unfortunately, for most things. If you work in social media, I guess, if that's what you want to call what this. You know what? I'm just gonna go. If you call this whatever the fuck that is, it's like the necessary evil. A little bit. Just a little, like, not excessive use. I mean, there's people that live on TikTok and shit, not at all. But it's like for instance, I have an account on every single social media that I know about, just simply so no one steals my name. For business reasons. You know? Legal reasons. My little sister being a lawyer has helped me a lot. Thank you for hanging out with me today, guys. My nose, I'm gonna go, I don't know, take a shower and flush the fuck out of my face because it just feels like something's, yeah, tickling inside my nose and driving me crazy. I'm gonna raid Bloody because she's back from having the COVIDs, and I hope y'all go wish her awesome health and wealth and prosperity and give her some good vibes because speaking from experience, COVID never goes. Don't tell her this, but COVID never goes away and it sucks forever. We need them vibes. My nose. Yeah. Tomorrow, however, I think I've already said it, but not to be repetitive. It is Faded Motherfucker Friday, which means in the morning we gather, we drink coffee, we get high, sometimes a little bit too much, listen to awesome music, and then I'll do a cutoff probably around noon my time, and we'll watch a bunch of Hell of a Boss. And then Saturday, it's gonna be Saturday morning cartoons, but like morning's gonna last all day forever, and ever and ever and ever. And we're gonna watch all of Has Been, including but not limited to the brand new 2 release episodes that come out tonight. So feel free to go watch it on your own time. Please, I encourage you to go binge it on your own time. Imbibe in that shit a whole bunch. Because views, unfortunately, are a form of currency on the internet for those of us who live on it. And, you know, least we can do is give them a fucking view beyond mine, right? That's my plan. That's it. That's the plans. The plan. If we don't finish Hell of a Boss, tomorrow we'll do more on Sunday. So that's it. I love you guys. Take your joy. Drink water. Take care of yourself. Oh. Oh, my nose.